What you're about to watch is one of our inner circle calls. These are 2 group coaching calls that we do every single week, and this is just a recording from our latest one that we've just done a couple of days ago. Hope you guys enjoy. It's 2.5 hours. This is by far the most value-packed video that I've ever uploaded on YouTube, so make sure you pay attention. This is exactly what you need if you're starting to scale your OnlyFans management agency. And if you want to be on the next group coaching call and be a part of this and be able to speak to me and my business partner Harry, there'll be a link down below in the description. Without further ado, hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like and make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. If all of you guys could go through kind of one by one and give me like a 30-second context on kind of when you started and where you are at right now. Eric, you're first here on my Zoom screen.
Yeah. Hey, good to meet everyone. I just joined a couple hours ago. So that said, I'm looking to get started. Very excited to be joining this call and looking to make some serious money.
Fantastic. Welcome, Eric. Welcome. Cool, Mustafa.
Yeah, so me and Demir, we started about a month ago. It'd be a month in 2 days. We currently have 2 models that we're managing. We got one of them to 4,000 took her from 0 to 4,000 in about the first 2 weeks. She's 2.4%, top 2.4% now, and we just signed the other one a few days ago. So yeah, things are going good.
Very fast. Okay, fantastic. Cool. We'll come back to you. Carl.
Yeah, started in March. Right now, across 3 models, making revenue of 40K a month, and things are looking to get even better. So yeah.
Fantastic. Good to hear from you, Carl. Martin, you're next. Or Marty.
Basically, I joined 1 week ago, you could say, Aura. I managed to get signed 2 more models, and right now I'm still trying to figure out how to market them because one is a trans girl, and yeah, basically that's it for now.
Fantastic. Welcome, bro. Jeremy, you're next on my screen.
Yeah, so joined back in February, so been at it for a few months now. We have 4 models on board in our 5th tonight, actually. And across the 4 of them doing about an average revenue of 35K a month.
Fantastic. Great stuff. Harrison, you're next. Harrison Smith.
So we've managed 3 models now. Me and my business partner, he's not on the call, unfortunately. Both of them, we just signed our 3rd one yesterday. To our 2 models, we've been managing like right at the start of our agency, like within like the 2nd day of us opening our agency. They are in the top, both in the top 5%. We did pretty well with them. And yeah, consistently moving up each week. Challenges to get chatters now, and yeah, just moving forward.
Brilliant stuff. Look forward to speaking to you in a sec. Cool, Harrison. Next it says Zoom user. I'm not sure what's your name, brother. Guy with beard, hair. There's quite a lot of you actually. Wait, actually, I can ask you to unmute you. There you go. Yeah.
Hello, me, yeah?
Yes,
oh, sorry. How's it going, man? Yeah, I joined a few weeks ago. Everything's been going well. Signed a model, but I let her go because she's just a bit crazy, man. But I've got quite a few interests at the moment, so loads of meetings lined up for this weekend, which I'm looking forward to. Signing the new model. Yeah.
Fantastic. By the sounds of it, you've probably done the right thing there, avoiding a lot of headache and time. So yeah, good stuff.
He was a stripper, man, so you know it was a headache.
Cool. We'll come back to you in just a sec, bro.
Cheers,
Vichaya, I don't know if I pronounced your name correctly there, bro.
Yeah, you're good, man. So actually, we went into the Aura coaching like 1 month ago. We were 2, we had some things going on, and we're just setting up a rock solid base. So the ball, when it gets rolling, it goes very well, and just trying to really understand all the basics of this. And we actually had a model, but like a Spanish model, and it was a pain in the ass. So like we just let her go and take that experience and like just go on for the next models.
Okay, fantastic. So you're aiming for the next one now. Okay, cool. James, you're next. I think you literally just walked away from the camera. Oh yeah, you're there.
Sorry, man, I'm cooking dinner at the minute. But no, I started about a month and a half ago. I had 3 models at once, and I took my trip to Ibiza and lost all 3 because my phone got nicked. But I've now got 3 more, 2 girls, 1 male. But I've earned about maybe 500 in the last 2 weeks, which ain't bad for like starting back up.
Fantastic. I remember on the last call, James, you mentioned, you lost your phone, then lost your fucking models, and then you're back up.
Yeah. Guys, don't stop.
Good stuff, brother. All right, cool. We'll come back to you. Matt, you're next.
How we doing, my man?
Good, brother. You?
I'm doing well. Yeah, so we joined like a month and a half ago. Took like a week and a half, 2 weeks to sign our first model. I would say a week and a half, really. It's really been starting to cook up, just getting a feel for the platform and everything, learning about Reddit. I would say these past 4 days have been a lot better, seeing a lot more improvement, getting a lot more subs. I mean, it's still slow growth, but I mean, we're leveling up every day. So we're only around $200 with this model, but I mean, a lot of potential. Content's getting a lot better. All in all, I mean, it's doing well.
Okay, fantastic, guys. Good stuff. Yeah, so you're learning a lot at the beginning stages. That's fantastic. Damir, you're next here, bro.
Yo, Marcus. Yeah, so we started about a month ago, signed our first model a month ago, got her up to 5,000 net, and we've signed four more models on top of her. So we're just working away right now.
Brilliant stuff, bro. And when did you start, by the way?
Started the whole thing about 2 months ago.
Yeah. Okay. Fantastic.
2 months ago.
Very good stuff. Very, very good stuff. Austin, you're next.
Yeah, so I'm with Jeremy. We run some events together.
Okay. Got you. Fantastic. Jay, you're next on my screen here.
All right, man. Yeah, so we've been in about 3 weeks now. We're running with 1 model, but we've got about 3 or 4 calls lined up. We're looking to sign, I think, like maybe 3 more, because there's me and my business partner. We're gonna have 2 each is the plan. But yeah, things are going well.
Wicked. I think I remember we spoke on the previous call. I think the 1 model you guys did have, she didn't quite hit all the criteria. So we're talking about kind of getting one that fits all the criteria. So, okay, cool.
Yeah,
I look forward to coming back to you guys in a sec. How you doing, bro?
So, how's it going? So OFM, it's been about a month and a half. With Aura, it's been a month. I've had 4 models. I've dropped 2 of them. Right now I have 2. Yeah, that's it. Just getting started. They're both starting from 0. So
good stuff. Logan, you're next. I'll come back to you in a sec.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, bro. Yourself?
Pretty good. I started about 2 weeks and a half ago. I've made about $1,000 and just signed 2 models. One of them with 7.5 subscribers.
Good shit.
1,000. And so we're getting used to training new chatters and finding good ways to promote.
Fantastic. 2 weeks in, right? You said?
Yeah.
Fantastic. This is so good to hear. This is making me very happy. Cool. Vader, I think I might have spoke to you. No, yeah, Vader.
Hey, bro.
How we doing?
So pretty much, yeah, I'm good. We signed our first model on the 1st, but pretty much everything's going well, to be honest. And we're looking to sign a second model. We're not too sure how many subs she's got. She's trans. I mean, huge trans. But yeah, everything's pretty much going well.
Good stuff. You say on the 1st of what, this month? So 20 days ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, good shit. All right. Wicked. Cool, man. I will come back to you. And then last but not least, Liam. Liam, if you're here.
Hi, mate. You all right?
Good, you mate. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Hope you're settling in your new house. Yeah, everything's going well. Like I got a request off it's a male model that I'm sorting out in a minute, and someone asked for a private like a custom video. So I didn't really know how much to charge for like an 8-minute video, just for just basically wank themselves off, and that's just saying the guy's name. So how much would you charge for that?
How long does he want the video for? Oh, it sounds quite a short video, then, right?
He was quite specific. He wanted it between 7 and 8 minutes.
Oh, fucking hell. This would also depend on how many followers this is a male model, you said, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, it would depend on how many followers this guy has and also how many fans. So the more fans, the more followers, the higher leverage. So therefore you can charge a lot more. How many fans does he have at the moment?
He's literally just started from nothing. So I think we've got him up to 40 at the minute in a couple of weeks.
Okay, well, that's an awkward one because that can literally go one or two ways. You can literally maybe just about sell it for $50,
Okay.
but you could also probably make, well, it depends on the person. You could also maybe sell it for 300, for 350.
He's Australian, the guy who wants to buy it. So
okay, so the conversion, you got to remember the conversion rate because obviously OF is in USD. I don't know. I think $1 to Australian is like 1.7, 1.6. So it's nearly double, I believe. Do you know what? Just to be safe, just say $150, and then you can always go down from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Awesome.
Okay, thank you.
Awesome. No problem. No problem. So well, actually, that's a nice cue to jump into the Q&A section. We have I think the furniture is being delivered as we speak, but I'm going to see, let me move just to here. Maybe this will be a little bit less noisier. But cool. So first on the Zoom screen, we have Eric. So we'll come back to you, Eric. I know you mentioned you were just starting out, my friend. I think you literally just joined a couple hours ago. Just give me some context, by the way. Are you brand new to kind of the adult industry and OF in general, or have you had some experience in these types of businesses?
Yeah, saw your videos on YouTube, and I came from SMA or what I call SEO marketing. Became disillusioned. I already had my agency and got my LLC all set up. Then I knew a few girls. One of them brought up OnlyFans, and then I took a step back and said, you know what? Let's go on YouTube and see what's up there. I found your video, and now I'm here.
Okay.
So I'm pivoting away from SEO and moving over to OnlyFans management, or OFM.
Got you. Okay. So I don't know how much you know about me personally, like my story, but I'm the same, by the way. I came from SMA background. And for me, I found OFM like in a very natural way. Like, well, when I first started doing it, this term OFM didn't exist. It was just me trying to help a girl on OnlyFans to help her market herself better, right? So very similar kind of background and story. One thing that I'll say, I mean, you're already here anyway, so I'm not like trying to sell you anything, but just sell you on the idea of OFM is like, you know, the whole terminology, blue ocean, red ocean. I think there's a book literally called Blue Ocean, Red Ocean as well. And it's like, you kind of just want to go against what the masses are doing and just kind of find a niche where there isn't as much competition. And you're literally in it right now, my friend. I think you heard
that describes my whole life and how I've been leading my life is go against the grain, forge my own path. And
perfect.
You know, that's when I saw you say in the video, I said, yeah, that's exactly me. I can do this.
Wicked. I'm the same, right? Yeah. So yeah, so you're definitely in the right place then, my friend. Just because I want to try and give you as much advice and practical advice as possible and then move on to the next person, just tell me again, so you have this one girl, she's ready to work with you, is that right? And you're just doing more research about how to actually help her scale?
Yeah, well, she's not on OnlyFans. We were just talking about OnlyFans, or she brought it up. She's been interested in starting, but you know, as I get this, you know, I actually want to start off with finding OnlyFans model that's already on there. Maybe it's got like bring in $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a month.
Yeah,
that's where I need to get there. Now I know enough girls through the other parts of my life that I won't get into that that I can find their connections, their friends. I know I can get there. It's just that I don't have a model right now that's on OnlyFans that I can start off with.
Got you. Okay, fine. I think you're already thinking completely the right way. So the same as, I don't know how much you've gone through the actual course itself, but we always say that you should aim to work with models who are already on OF. That will just fast track your success a lot. It will save a lot of headache. In terms of getting those first couple of models, it will be through your initial connections. So like you just said, maybe somebody you personally already know, or maybe a different girl who knows of a different girl who's already on OnlyFans. So just leverage that. That's no problem. But yeah, so you definitely have the right mindset. Is there any specific question you have for me just before I move on?
No, I'm just doing a full immersion in the courses and this call. learn from everyone, and I'm gonna get started even before I have a website and all that. So
wicked. That's the right way to do it. Right way to do it. Okay, fantastic, fantastic. Glad to have you on board, Eric. Cool. Mustafa, you're next on my Zoom screen here, bro.
Yeah, so one of the questions I had was about contract selling. So right now we have about 2 to 3 models that we don't have the time to manage. So I was wondering how it goes, like if we're trying to sell the contract to another agency or somebody in the Discord.
Yeah, sure. One little side note to actually, I'll explain it first, and then I'll give you kind of like the side note. So yeah, in terms of the actual Discord itself, feel free to, I mean, just DM somebody if they're interested. Perhaps in this Zoom chat here, if anybody here is interested in taking on the model, just put a 1 in the chat, and then Mustafa, you can keep a note and then you can DM them. Yeah, there you go. There's definitely going to be people interested. Go ahead and have a chat through them. The reason why I do like to keep it within the community, because you can all trust each other. There isn't everybody in this community has obviously invested their hard-earned money. So there's not going to be any like scammers or idiots here trying to fuck each other over. So you guys are all in a great place. The biggest thing that I would say, other than like, I mean, the sales, like they taking referral fees, pretty simple. The one thing that I would say though is please obviously make sure that the crossover, no, it's gone through my head. The transfer, that's it. The transfer goes as smoothly as possible. So make sure that you actually jump on a call, the 3 of you. So let's just say this would be yourself, Mustafa, the model, and the new agency owner. You jump on a call, you actually introduce them to each other. You give each other a bit of context about what the model is happy to do, etc., etc. What does the agency provide? Just so there isn't any problems after the transfer, because for example, what might happen is the model might think, oh, well, I thought this agency is going to be doing X thing for me, but the agency doesn't actually provide that service, right? Maybe the agency literally just does chatting and maybe just some content planning, but that's it. Maybe the model thought they were actually going to be doing posting on social media as well, and so on. That's the biggest thing that I would mention. It. Does that kind of answer your question, or was you looking for anything specific?
Yeah, no, that's it. And I had one more question regarding menus. Is it worth even putting up menus on the web feed or?
For what? Sorry, I didn't get that.
Like some people have menus on their web feed, like sex tape, like $50, whatever.
Yeah.
Blowjob video, $50. Is that worth putting it up, or it's just better to go straight into chat?
Okay, sure. So this is where me and Harry, like, this is why we work so well together, because there's a lot of things we agree with and disagree with, and then there's no right or wrong. Harry is like a firm believer in tips, because I get it, and I get it, by the way, because you just go straight to the point. You tell them, hey, this is how much this is. Boom, right? Here's the price. If you want it, you just buy it. Personally, I don't like it on the basis that if your tip menu, for example, let's just say on the tip menu, there is, I was going to say Skype call, but let's just keep it nice and simple. Let's just say there was a sex tape, right? And let's just say on the tip menu, it said $250, right? Then everybody is going to be expecting to pay $250, right? Whereas if you do it individually, each person, you might be able to sell it for way more than fucking $250, right? Because they don't have any expectations of a price. So if you start at like 500 and you go down, then you might end up at like 350, right? And you all of a sudden you made an $100. There is no right or wrong. I think tip menus do work when there are like, when the girl is a massive influencer and there's genuinely so many fucking messages that the chatters, you have like 2 chatters on board already and they're still struggling to reply to every single message, then I do believe tip menus are good, because it saves a lot of time, right? It just tells them, hey, look, here's how much it is. If you want it, you buy it. But if your model is just starting out, aka she's doing like less than $15,000 a month, I personally wouldn't do tip menus. Carl, you're next on my Zoom screen here. Any questions, my friend?
No, I'm just listening in. I'm all good.
Awesome, bro. Awesome. Cool, man. You're absolutely killing it. Carl, any piece of advice that you could give that to anybody here listening that you've learned in like the last week or so that you didn't know when you were starting out?
I guess just like reinvesting into models as well. I mean, you don't have to do everything by yourself. Just outsourcing maybe Reddit, or maybe outsourcing Twitter, or whatever it could be that you're not maybe the most familiar with, or like chatting, obviously. But yeah, that's outsourcing. Yeah, outsource.
Perfect, perfect. And just for context, maybe for example, somebody like Eric, right? Somebody who's just starting out. One thing that I would add, I completely agree with Carl. One thing that I would add is a bit of context, which is when you are just starting out, and Carl you did this yourself. When you're just starting out, I do recommend you doing it yourself because you want that experience, you want that knowledge, you want to perhaps make a mistake and learn from it. But then once you're at the level where Carl's at, he's making multiple tens of thousands of dollars every month. At that point, you have the capital to then reinvest back into the business and then save yourself some time, save the model sometimes, so you can both focus on what's actually more important. So the model is creating content, and Carl would perhaps be focused on actually growing the team, right? And looking for different marketing strategies. Very, very good stuff. Monty, you're next on my Zoom screen here, bro.
Yes, I have a question about like the management part of the model. Like what's a reasonable amount of content to ask the model to make daily or weekly? Or how does that work?
Okay, sure. So the simple answer is like the more the better, right? Which I'm sure you probably know the answer to anyway. I would say the complete bare minimum is obviously every single day she can do it in batches. I personally don't like this, by the way. You know, when some models say like, oh yeah, I'll just take a Thursday or a Friday out of my week, and that's where I'll create all the content. The problem with that is a lot of the times the model will just either not forget, but something will come up. Let's just say she wants to do it on a Thursday. Something will come up on a Thursday and then she has to delay it to a Friday, and now you're missing a bunch of content. She hasn't uploaded it, etc. But then also it creates like this habit, right? This habit of inconsistency, and then she works here, inconsistent, works here, inconsistent. That's why for me, every single model that we're working with every single day, they're creating both not safe for work content, so OnlyFans content, and then safe for work content, which would be for social media. For now, our biggest focus at the moment in terms of what's bringing us in a lot of revenue is paid forms of advertisement. So these are the bot services that we've provided for you guys. We've been running them ourselves for quite some time. That's basically what we mainly focus on. We also have a Reddit service, which I don't know if we've just released it yet, but we're definitely going to. We've spoken to the guy and he's ready to take on a bunch of clients. Completely hands-off, so that's completely automated. So therefore, the model doesn't actually have to do that much safe for work content. So this is like TikToks and Instagram little reels, because we just simply pump so much money into Instagram bots and the Reddit, and that kind of works itself. But that's kind of at the level where you have the capital and you're able to reinvest it. When you're starting out, bro, and you maybe don't have a lot of capital, the girl has to be doing content every single day, bro. Every single day, Monday to Sunday. Like you need, trust me, like there's a lot of people that are like, oh, but do you not want to like give them like the weekend off? Bro, fuck that. Do you want to make money or not? Like it's as simple as that, right? All the girl has to do is just create some content, right? And it's your job to obviously provide them with the content ideas, right? Think about it. How can you save them more time? How can you make their lives a lot easier? Because yes, they do have to create content, but if you just leave them with that, then they also have to think about the content. They have to research what's going viral. Then they have to set it up, right? All this stuff, right? They have to upload it, have to edit it, etc. Think about what can you and your agency do to take away from that workload. So for example, things I mentioned there. So you and your team can do the research every single day, bro. Just do a little bit, like literally spend fucking half an hour, and not even that long. We don't even do that long. Just spend like 15 minutes just researching like what's popped off for the most popular OF creators on TikTok and Instagram in the last 24 hours. Just go through their accounts, have a look at what's got more views than the average post that they normally do. Pick out on those, send those to the girl, boom, she just has to copy them. That's literally as simple as that. And then the not safe for work content, that's definitely like the saying, the more the better, right? There's no maximum, that you can never have too much. I would say the absolute bare minimum, like bare fucking minimum, bro, you should at least have 3 scripts a week, and each one of those scripts obviously has content included that she has to create, right? I would say that's a complete bare minimum. But this is also why I said, like, you just want to try and find a girl who will do content every day. Trust me, they are out there. There's so many girls out there who are very, very ambitious and hardworking. And if you tell them, hey, I need content every single day, they won't have an issue whatsoever.
Hey, Marcus, this is Eric. How many hours a day are the models doing?
Well, it depends. So for me personally, we only work with models who are doing this full time. They literally don't do anything else. Some models have come from webcamming backgrounds. They now do OnlyFans full time, but even before that, they were doing webcamming full time. So all of them do this full time. Sure, you can, when you're just starting out, you know, your goal is really just to get case studies and results, Eric, right? So you can work with models who are maybe doing it part-time. So for example, maybe she's going to like, I think in America, university, I think you guys call it, or no, college. I think college is university. But you know, she's in it, what I'm saying is she's still studying, for example, she's doing a part-time job to pay her bills, and she's doing OF. You know, when you're starting out, you can do that, but in an ideal world, you want a girl who's doing this full time. And then in terms of hours, we obviously don't log their hours or anything of that nature. But I mean, every single one of the girls that we manage, I can message them any time of the day and they'll answer. Also, the reason why this is very important is, Eric, you'll soon find that the money is in the customs and in the messages. And typically, if the fan wants the specific video or the photo, like a custom one, there and then, he wants it there and then. You know, if the model is busy or she's not available, maybe she's doing whatever, right? And then she comes back the next day and she's like, hey, I can make it now. There is a way how you can still get it as a tip. So you get the tip first, then the girl creates the content and he gets it. But most of the time, the guy will want to pay it once the content is there. So yeah, so the girl needs to be available. Yeah, full time.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, sorry. At one point, I remember you or Harry saying like that you guys think of an exit for the girl as well.
Yes.
Maybe expand on that a little bit as well.
Yeah,
in terms of thinking of an exit, yeah. So do you mean in terms of obviously kind of ending the conversation?
No. What Carl, well, I'm assuming what Carl was talking about was the long-term, I think I might have mentioned it in a podcast before, which is what most agencies do, which is completely fine. Like, I completely understand it. Me and Harry didn't think this far when we were first starting out, which is you just get a girl on, you might help her make $25,000, $30,000, right? And then what? Like, the girl's making all this money, and then what? She loses momentum, she loses focus, she loses momentum, she loses ambition, motivation. Well, she's got the money, she's bought the fucking whatever she's wanted, she's helped her family. What does she do now, right? So the big goal is actually thinking about the next step. So why is she doing it? What actually does she want? So Carl, when I mentioned the whole exit plan, I was mainly talking about kind of building her, maybe perhaps like an e-com. There's so many different ways, but for example, maybe perhaps like an e-commerce brand, right? So if she's growing quite big and she's, for example, making like 50,000 a month, unless in order to make the 50K, you've spent like 25,000 in paid ads, right? So aka if she's actually doing it for her following, that means she probably is already growing like a cult big organic following online. So then start to think, okay, well, how could we maybe leverage this and make it into something way, way bigger? How could we maybe make it into like an e-com brand that she could run? I mean, me and Harry have spoken about this, about Forex. There's been so many different Forex agencies that have approached us and said, hey, look, you have a lot of models making so much cash, it's liquid. What are they doing with it? What if they were to invest it into Forex or something, right? It doesn't have to be Forex, but the idea is that you're making these girls a lot of money, right? But what are they going to be doing, right? What's the point of it? People soon lose touch of their actual goals. That means they lose ambition, motivation, etc. So you always want to be talking about the next big thing. What's the next thing that they're working towards? What's the exit goal? For a lot of girls as well, majority of girls, they don't give a fuck. They will literally just say, yeah, I'll just do OnlyFans till I'm like 35 and then I'll just retire. Okay, sure. Probably won't, but yeah, sure. Some girls just don't really care. It's fine. But yeah, we like to kind of think kind of step 5 and 10 onwards. Awesome.
All right, nice, perfect. Thanks.
Jeremy, you're next here, my friend, on my Zoom screen.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have any questions, Marcus. I was just popping in here, seeing what gold nuggets you had for us and whatnot. But yeah, things are going smooth. I mean, we're about to onboard our 5th model. We got a team of chatters, team of social media guys. It's all pretty automated at this point. Just, you know, getting the content every week and putting it in the machine and letting it go.
Very good.
But yeah, no, nothing really from me.
Same. I'll give you a reverse card. So I'll ask you a question. The same question that I asked Carl. What's the one thing that you learned or realized in the last like week or two that you didn't know when you were first starting out that you could share with everyone else?
I think the biggest thing is, I mean, me and Austin have been doing this for like 6 months now. And we jumped in like super fast. I think we went to 3 models in literally the first couple weeks. Like the first month, we had 3 models. We went too quickly and we had to drop 2 of them. So, I mean, we're finally getting back up to 5 models, but it's been, you know, a couple months in the making, having like systems pretty much ready to play. Like we can take any model right now and pretty much plug them into, you know, kind of what we learned, and they'll make money pretty quickly. So I would say don't scale too fast. Have one model that's good, hardworking, and just learn everything, learn how to chat, learn all the marketing. And then once you can teach it to someone else to help you take on the other 2, 3, 4 models, then that's what you want to do.
That way, yeah.
Yeah.
Completely agree. Fantastic. You know, it's really interesting. And Eric, you'll appreciate this because you come from like an SMA background, right? So in SMA and most service-based businesses, it's completely the fucking opposite. Because think about it, Eric, that's what Jeremy literally just said is, when you're starting out, try not to accept too many clients, right?
Yeah.
In any other service-based business, it's like the opposite. It's like you can barely fucking get 1 client in like 2-3 months, right? So it's really interesting. And naturally, when people join this industry, right, in OnlyFans, management, typically like your thought process is, okay, if I want to make a lot of money, I need to have a lot of clients. And I get that thought process, but the thing you got to remember is that you're working with these clients on a percentage basis, right? So you would much rather just focus on 1 client and get that 1 client to 10,000, for example. And if you're taking 50%, that's way better than having 5 clients at 50%, but then they're only making 1,000 each, right? But yeah, very interesting point there. Thank you, Jeremy. Harrison, your next day, bro.
Hello, bro. So yeah, have like a couple questions about like just in general, and then a couple to do with like situations that we're currently in. So yeah, when you were talking about like a tip menu, did you mean having that in like the bio, or like in a part of like an automated message type thing?
So for me, I normally do it in a message if we do it. So Harry, you missed this, by the way. I think Mustafa, you asked this, right? Mustafa asked about like what's your opinions on tip menus, do's and don'ts. I personally said that I don't agree with them. I think there is a time and a place for them. I said I think the best place for tip menus is if you have so many fans that even if you have 24-hour chatters, there are still messages being unanswered. At that point, yeah, just give them the price. Whoever wants it, just buy it. It just saves you so much time.
Celebrities,
right? But I think if you're just starting out and your model isn't necessarily having so many conversations, you have to work with what you got. So if you just throw them the tip menu in the messages, and yeah, to answer your question, Harrison, it was the messages is where we would send the tip menu. Then the guy is obviously like, all right, well, I only have this much money. This is all out of my price range. Fuck it, I can't even afford it. I'll just leave it. Although, alternatively, if you didn't send that, you could maybe get $10, $15, which is fucking better than nothing, right? And you kind of build your way up from that way. That would be my answer to that. Harry, if you have any objections there.
No, you're completely right. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of them. As I say, you know, the way that you make a lot of money with this, guys, is by having that personal connection with the fans. It's by the high end sexting scripts where they spend $300 in the moment. They don't even realize they spent $300 until afterwards, right? That's how you make a lot of money with this. You know, it's no mystery. And having a tip menu in there, it's not necessarily, it's not needed. At the end of the day, if they want something specific, they'll just ask for it. How much for this? You don't need a tip menu. Especially considering that, you know, when you're selling a piece of content in the moment, you can sell it for a whole lot more. Like, let's say that there's it's a video of the girl finishing or whatever. You can send that in the moment for $100, $150. Whereas if it's on a tip menu, it'll probably have to be $40 because obviously the guy's not in the moment, doesn't believe he's actually speaking to the girl in the moment as well. It also kills the relationship because if you send out a tip menu, it just makes them seem like there's no kind of personal interaction between the fans. You know, if a guy's really getting his hopes up that, you know, starting to really like talking to this girl and interacting with her, you know, it's just another reminder she's speaking to other guys, and that's going to piss them off. So just don't do it.
Yeah, I hear that. Thank you. I have a couple more as well. So with our like current situation, we found like a chat. We found this girl. She has like 3 years of experience on Upwork as well. On Upwork, it says she has like 40K earnings and everything. She's nice. We've chatted to her on the phone a lot. If she's awake, she replies quickly. She's in the Philippines. She's like a good girl and everything. But we're just kind of like, we have one girl who's like so consistent, like her work ethic and motivation is insane. So kind of said this before. And then we have another, and she's like consistent, like the child is consistent, well, as of only recently. And then we have another girl who's like insane for like a week or two and then like off a little bit. So we're just kind of like at a point where, like at one point we're like, this is sick, get the chair on, this is like, it's calm, we have her ready for waiting. She's literally, I sent her the chat a message like, oh yeah, we're just figuring out some few things, and then you'll be back if you're still like happy and everything. It's like, yeah. I think we're just like maybe too nervous or not confident enough with our current like model situation. They're both gaining like 1 to like 3, even like 5 pounds a day, but we're just kind of like, feels a little bit like, if we put the chatter on, then is it gonna like shrink out? Is it gonna like destroy our profit margins because we're paying for it, or is it better for us to just do it ourselves? But then we like find ourselves doing the chatting so much and then missing out on like 5 things that we needed to do for the actual business. Do you know what I mean? Like, what do you think about that?
It's short-term versus long-term gain. That's literally what you've just described there, Bruce. Obviously, kind of short-term gain, you doing the chatting, you probably will make more money. There's no way around it. You may not make as much money as the chatter, but when you take into account costs and profit margins, you probably make more money doing it yourselves, right? But if you are serious about scaling this to a really high level, if you're serious about getting yourself past 10K, 20K, 30, 40, 50K profit a month, you have to learn to outsource, because there's no way that you can do it yourself. And I was speaking to Marcus about this the other day, funnily enough, and it's actually more so about, becoming comfortable with relinquishing control of certain elements. You know full well that you are going to be able to probably chat better than the chatter, because you know the models, you've been working on the account already, you know where the content is, it's all laid out there in front of you. But at the same time, bro, nobody else can grow your agency as well as you. Nobody else knows your business as well as you. So by getting the job like that outsourced, bro, I do that at ASAP, really, because it just frees up so much of your time. And time, when you're building a business and get into your first 10, 20K profit a month, that is the most important thing. So if you're genuinely serious about the long-term gain, and you're doing this, doing this for the long term, definitely get a chatter on board ASAP, because that'll just free up so much time. You can grow, you can scale, and it won't impact your profit margins too much. Obviously, get the chatter on a decent deal, you'll see it, obviously, but then obviously you're essentially just paying for the extra time anyway. With that extra time, I dare say you could make even more money. So it's really important that you just kind of become comfortable with relinquishing control on certain jobs, especially jobs like chatting, which is obviously a kind of low threshold one.
I guess we've just been thinking like, oh yeah, get them to like $2,000 a week or something, and then we'll do it. But it's just becoming like more. It's just like, yeah, I hear you. I know. Literally after the end of every night, it's like, we made $300 on this go, but the business is still in the exact same position. Do you know what I mean? So yeah.
Can I add something just on that point, bro? First of all, I recommend you reading a book called 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And just really, really quickly to add, I remember when I was first starting out in SMA, because that was my first ever like actual business that I was running myself. I was in the same thought process and mindset as yourself, which is, nah, fuck that, I can do it all myself. Like, why would I pay somebody to do that? I'll just do it myself. And what's very, very, very interesting is now I am completely the opposite. As soon as I have something to do, or like a big project, I'm like, right, who can I pay to do this shit? Because you soon realize, bro, that you must do what nobody else can do, right? So chatting, of course somebody can fucking do chatting for you. Hiring really, really good people for your team, that nobody else can do that. You have to do that. As the opposite, which is getting good talent, right? Who would be better to judge on who would be a good talent for your agency than yourself, right? And by the sounds of it right now, you don't quite have like the perfect model that ticks all the boxes. So like a big online following, does full content, works full time, etc., etc. Your job right now is just to outsource all the other shit. So it's still running in the background, and you're still trying to find that perfect model that ticks all the boxes.
We have like, I think we just signed another girl yesterday who's friends, like close friends, with our Latina model who's like super hard working and everything. And I think she hasn't done OnlyFans before. This is like new to her. She has been in the sex industry, but she's new. We've started her from scratch, all of our models from scratch. So I think that's the only way that she's not like perfect for this, to be honest. But I mean, we have had 5 models we hired like models very, very quickly. And yeah, we ended up sacking them to kind of like, you know, like master, like become the master of one, not the jack of all trades type kind of vibe. But yeah, I think definitely another thing we can do to move forward is focus on like higher quality models in terms of like work ethic and actual positions that they're in like life, to be able to like pursue this to the level that we need them to pursue it. So yeah, I think we're moving forward, we're definitely going to focus that. Yeah, so that's the chat question. And then I have two more. Yeah, one more question about our situation and one more about our the not safe for work content and the safe for work content. What's the kind of like balance that our model needs to like produce for us?
Sure. So it depends on your strategy. So for us, as I mentioned earlier, the strategy that we have right now, it's very heavily paid forms of marketing. So this is like Instagram bots, Twitter bots, and Reddit. So Reddit can be not safe for work content, absolutely fine, and the bots don't require any content whatsoever, right? So the way we're doing it, which I don't recommend, by the way, because I don't think you're quite at the stage there.
Sorry to interrupt, but just quickly, so you know, my conversation, we have two we have an Instagram story bot running for two of our models currently. It's literally just started. But yeah, other than that, it's just like us doing it. Yeah.
Perfect. So yeah, so you'd still definitely focus a lot. I would probably say a simple split of 40 and 60. So 40% would be safe for work, 60% would be not safe for work content.
Just around the times. 60%.
Yeah. Again, there's definitely no right or wrong. But the overall idea I want you to get into your model's mind is please create more not safe for work content. So OnlyFans content. Because even if she has fucking 50 subs, you can still be making $300 a night, you know, 350, 400. That's pretty difficult at 50. But the point I'm trying to make is, if she hasn't got a lot of subs or fans, but she has a fuck ton of content and she has all these different scripts, you know, that she's able to create every single night, you'll still be able to make a lot of money.
The model who's making more, she has 80 coming on 90 subs, and our other model who's not making as much, some nights it's like $300 to $500, other nights it's like maybe 50, but she's got 140 subs, and I'm sending out like a mass message and I'm like tailoring it so you can't tell it's a mass message with like the list, like using lists and everything, and sometimes it's just like impossible to kind of get some engagement. Like what can I do there? Is it just like is what it is, or not doing something? Or
Sure. So how long? So there's two different models you're talking about here, right?
Yeah.
One of them has less subs, but they're more interactive, and she makes more. But the other one has more subs, but she makes less. Is that right?
Yeah.
Cool. So I might be completely wrong, but this is typically what happens. Correct me if I'm wrong with your situation. The model that has less subs but makes more, I'm assuming you've worked with her like closely to get those. So how many has she got? Like 50, for example?
What subs? She's got like 80.
80, yeah. So I'm assuming you've helped her get those 80 or majority of those. Like recently she's got a big spike, right? Now go on, is that right or wrong, by the way?
Yeah, like a little bit. It's just been like a slow, consistent kind of thing for like it's been buzzing some days, you know, average on like a slow, consistent increase, to be honest, on average, yeah.
And then the other one, which has more subscribers, right? But she's making less.
Yeah, and we both, by the way, we both signed these girls like in the same 24 hours. And we both had been doing the exact same like methods, like exact same everything. Business partner managers one, I managed the other, we might like do the exact same shit. So but yeah, she's got, to answer your question, she's got 140 coming up 150. And that's like very hard to get some interaction a lot of nights.
And she already had a lot more subscribers obviously before you took her on, right?
Nah, we started her from scratch, both of the girls from scratch.
Okay. So that doesn't make sense then, yeah. Because what I was assuming was the fans that she already had, they maybe just are an auto billing and they're just not active. It just doesn't matter. Some
of them are definitely, part of it is definitely because one of the girls we had to start out, the girl was making more, we started her social media from scratch, like there's nothing that she had that we used. And then the other girl, she had she had like 1,500 like real followers. So we made 1,700 net in the first like 3 days of her, just from her like existing followers. So some of them, but like a lot of them, like I'm like been looking at them and everything, and a lot of them have left now. They've stopped subscribing. Obviously, some are still here, but most of them have left still. So it's just kind of like,
yeah, you'll get that, especially when a girl just jumps on. All of the guys that have followed her from, maybe they went to school together, they went to uni, they worked together, like friend of a friend, right? They're like, I'm curious, what does she have on there? And they'll just subscribe for like $5 whatever, and just see it, whatever, right? And then they'll just fuck off. And so you'll see that spike, and then they'll just dip. Overall, though, what I would say is don't focus too much on this is a very like micro issue. I would focus more on the macro, which is you still need to try and find some more models who have more experience, more subs. It'll just make your life a lot easier, bro. That would be like, focus on the macro. That's what I would say there. I know that's like an overall advice. I still want to try and help you practically here. There has to be something that they're doing differently then. If you've taken them on at the same time, and they both have gone from 0 subscribers, am I right in saying that? They both got 0 fans. And one has more fans but makes less, and the other one's vice versa. Just think about it logically. What is the difference? Maybe the other one is doing kind of different content. Maybe she's doing cosplay.
Sorry to interrupt, but I know that part of it is to do with the fan base, because the girl that's making less, she does better on Reddit, so she has more American fans, and Americans just spend more than like the other girl who's not making as much, is based in Edinburgh, so her fans aren't as like high quality, because they're mostly
right
at the start. She had an anime theme, and it was attracting a lot of like student young guys, and then we realized that, so then we started to market her as like a college student girl in America. Not in America, just but started like going hard on Reddit, even tried to get her onto American like servers by using like VPNs, which did help for a little bit, but her Reddit account just got like, I don't know, targeted by the mods or something, and it got like taken down 3 times for like rules that they didn't tell us that we couldn't break. And then now she's been in so many different subreddits, to the point where we can't post her again in any more of those, because her face is there. So we can only post her in subreddits that aren't faced, because they can tell we use different photos and everything, but she's basically like, there's only like a couple subreddits that we can post her on now, that actually like give us a return, because so Reddit's basically out of the game massively for her, which I think is like a reason to the money, because the other girl, every post is like 200 votes minimum. So I think that's a reason, to be fair. Quality of fans.
So this is what I mean, Harrison, when I say don't focus too much on the micro, is because within this, bro, we're talking so like, it's just like what I'm trying to say is, in like 5-6 months time, you'll look back and be like, this is such a pointless thing. Like, why did I even worry, like stress about this? Right. It's good that you are, by the way. That means you obviously care and you mean about it. And I'm not saying like, oh, just fuck it off, like don't worry about it. It's good. You're still putting in a lot of effort. Just try and think of like, what else can you try, etc. But the macro thing that I'm getting you to think about is just please focus on what's actually important at hand when it comes to growing your business, which is trying to find those models who just simply tick all your boxes. You take them on board, and it's super easy to work with.
Okay. But the time I've spent trying to figure out ways to get rid of it, I could have just done a couple hours outreach and then got some more. I hear you.
Precisely.
Thanks for that. And then one more question I have is her TikTok, the one who's not making as much money, she has been like doing like consistently well on TikTok, in terms of like her work ethic, and fans are coming from it, but her account just got shadow banned, I'm guessing because everything is getting like maybe 6 views. So she has like all of these drafts she made, like she did like a batch day of creating content, which I wasn't like for either. So she does it daily type thing, like you're saying, and she just like post all of those drafts, let me run them through Snaptic, download them, and then like send them back to her, so she can like add them back to the drafts and then like post again? Or would they have already been posted on TikTok? Did you get what I'm saying?
If you've already posted a video, you can't post it again, regardless. It's just not good. What's my one biggest piece of advice there would be just make sure that the girl, if she's filming, let's say she's filming like a dance where she's wearing a white t-shirt, right? Get her to film that dance and film that video 5 times over, doing the exact same thing, but obviously it's going to be different. It's not going to be the exact same image. That's a really, really important one as well. So just make sure you do just the same thing 5 times, and then obviously you can kind of feel free to repost really.
But I told her,
you want the model to be posting it herself, man.
Yeah, man, but like I hear that, but she has all of these, and what I'm saying is like the account, I'm guessing I need to delete the account and just make a new one if it's been shadow banned.
Yeah.
So,
if it's been properly shadow banned, what I mean by properly shadow banned is less than 50 views per video. That's a proper shadow ban.
yeah, it's like it's got like 6 videos, like maybe. So what I'm saying is, but on that account that's got 6 views, maybe she just spent ages like banging out all these TikTok drafts, which are actually good. And they just fucked now. So that just like take on a chin type thing, yeah.
Yeah, it's man. It's just take it. Obviously, you can save the videos and you can post them as short form on Instagram and places like that, YouTube Shorts. It's not being wasted at all.
Okay, yeah.
If proper in terms of actual shadow bans, if it's below 50 views a video, that's a proper one. Below a few hundred. But if you're getting like 500-600 views and you usually get a few thousand, it's nothing that major. You can push through it, and you know we've had the same thing even on Marcus's TikTok. Like, you know, if the views suddenly drop, you can push back through. It's when you start getting 0 views, 50 views, things like that, that's when you need to be concerned.
Okay, then yeah, so I just repurpose them for like Instagram type thing. Okay, that's all my questions. I appreciate it, guys.
All good. Awesome. Cool. Next person.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, so I think the only question I have is, what do you mean by like when the model does and makes 3 or 4 scripts a week or a day? Sorry, what do you mean by that? And do you get her to like, do you sort of write those scripts for her, or what do you do in that sense?
What stage are you at, by the way? Is it just yourself, or you have like chatters and you have a team? Just remind me.
No, it's just me. It's just me.
Yeah. So in that case, then yeah, you would be doing it yourself. These would be the sexting scripts that we talk about. So this is essentially like the one example that I've given before is like the shopping one, right? So it's like a script that you follow. You can go off of the script and it doesn't have to be copy and paste necessarily, but it's like a structure of a conversation that you go into already knowing what you'll go down, right? And it's already pre-recorded, done the content, etc. So for example, the first one might be there's a free picture of her walking with like some shopping bags, right? From like Ann Summers, for example, right? Or Victoria's Secret. The next picture is again for free, which is like her at home, and you send these like every like half an hour or 50 minutes, so it looks real. And the idea is that like the guy behind the screen looks and he looks at the conversation, looks at the content, and he genuinely believes that like this is happening. Like she's actually come home, she's been shopping, she's now at home, she's now showing me what she just bought, and then perhaps the next photo is like her with it on, right? Like wearing it, but it's obviously now you have to pay for it. So these are the chatting like scripts or the sexting scripts, right? There's no right or wrong in terms of the amount of how many you want to create. The more the better, simply because it just makes your life a lot easier, because then the chatting just simply is the same thing every single fucking conversation. And then within these scripts, you obviously have content, right? Which is what I just said there. So the first one might be like of the shopping bags. The next one might be of the actual set that she bought. The third one might be a picture of her wearing it like in a mirror. The third one might be a video. The fourth one might be a video of her, whatever, right? So these are the bits of content within these scripts that she would need to create, record the model.
Right. Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah. Thank you.
Awesome, bro. James, you're next.
Hi, right, mate. So what I'm struggling with is keeping like everything and a full-time job at the same time. Like I'm a chef in the daytime, and then I come home and I'm doing this shit till like 2-3 in the morning. So like running off like 6 hours sleep. I mean, I'm doing it. It's not the problem, but it's hard, isn't it? Like 3 models as well.
Okay. Cool, bro. So there's a lot to talk about here, bro, because you know, this is probably going to be my favorite part, because this is like the most difficult part you're going to have, right, in this whole journey. but also the most fucking rewarding, because as soon as you're able to leave that job and you wake up that next morning, bro, the relief is like, you cannot explain it. So first of all, fair play to you, lad. Like fair play, because most people, this is why most people don't try and run their own business, because they think it's going to be too difficult, they can't manage it all, etc. So fair play to you, bro, and congratulations on actually making it.
Yeah.
So okay, first thing that I can give you, like practical advice, bro, is try and eliminate as many things as possible that just waste time, right? We all have it, bro. Maybe it's Netflix, maybe it's video games, maybe it's fucking
No, I don't even watch TV anymore.
Maybe it's like before you go to bed, you just fucking, you have a habit of spending too much time on social media, right? We all have like some different shit going on. And the first piece of advice I can give you, brother, is try and really focus on your health and sleep, right? Because you need energy is what you need. We all only have 24 hours, right? But energy can be improved. So focus on that. That's the first thing. And also, if you eliminate things such as like, I know you said you don't watch it, but let's just say, for example, somebody watched Netflix. If you eliminate that, all of a sudden you now have like an extra hour or two, right? Where you would have spent fucking wasting on Netflix. That's the first like practical advice I can say. Like genuinely sit there and think, what the fuck do I do that just wastes my energy and just makes me tired? Also, if you don't do it, go gym. That actually gives you more energy. It makes you healthier. Also, what food do you eat as well? I know all these things might sound fucking wishy-washy, like to some people, but I promise you that shit is very, very important, bro.
I mean, I'm in the kitchen, so I eat like shit anyway, but
that's the first thing, bro. Second thing that I would tell you, brother, is work out your break even. Do you know what the break even is? Or like your break even?
My break even, give me a little explanation, please.
Yeah. So your break even is how much money do you have to make every single month to just survive. So this is including obviously like rent, all your bills, etc. But also includes like haircuts, how much money you spend on food, just literally everything, your phone, like everything. How much money do you spend every single month that you have to? Now, this isn't like nightclubs. This isn't like, I don't know, it's like clothes shopping, right? So it's not shit like that. It's like things that you physically need to buy and spend money on to survive. Whenever you have that, like, think literally, this is what I literally used to do, bro. So I'm only giving you advice that like I personally done, right? Get a piece of paper or like your fucking notes on your MacBook or your phone and literally write out everything, like your phone bill, your rent, your food, your haircuts, your everything, right? Write it all down, then add up that number, and now you have your break even. For me, I think it was like £900, £850 or something a month. This is when I was first starting out SMA. I had like share all this bullshit. Now once you have this number, you need to times it by 3. I times it by 2 because I'm a risky cunt, but I would advise you to times it by 3. Now you have this number, and whatever this number is, that's how much money you need to have in your bank account to just say fuck it to your 9 to 5 and quit and go all in on this. Because this means, worst case scenario, bro, if somehow you don't make any money, which will not happen, right? But if somehow you don't make any money, you have 3 months to live and you can pay all your bills. You get what I'm trying to say, right?
I get what you mean.
And most likely, bro, you might already have that number in your bank account. Most people actually do have a couple grand saved up, right? You don't have to say it, but just saying, right? So whenever you have this amount of money in your bank account, and this is where the most like daunting part comes in, because I don't know if you have you ever like not been a 9 to 5? You ever like built your own business? Just
no comment, let's just say that much.
All right, cool. So for most people, this is the most daunting part, because they're like, right, this is it. I'm literally about to quit my 9 to 5 and I'm gonna have to make it myself now. Because in a 9 to 5, you can show up, you can be tired, you can have a hangover, you can maybe not even show up and you still get paid for sick pay or some bullshit. But when you're running your own business, bro, you have to show up. So there's like that level of anxiety. But this is where, when you have this number, that 3-month break even, if you have it in your bank account, you just have to do it. You have to just quit your job and just go all in, bro, because that is it. That's when you're going to fucking make it. And it's also, everyone's different. Maybe some people crumble under anxiety or like pressure, but I don't think any of you guys here would. Most people, including myself, when you're under pressure, you perform a lot better. So when you know you don't have a plan B and you have to fucking, it just becomes so much easier. And also, obviously, the main thing is, all of a sudden you now have like an extra 12 hours a day. Or maybe you don't work 12 hours a day. That's maybe too much, but you have like 8-9 hours a day now extra to work in your agency. All of those pieces of advice you have to do. The other one, which I don't know, depends obviously on certain situations. I don't want to go too much into it because I don't want to waste too much time, because there can be so many different things. But you mentioned you had 3 models, maybe just pick fucking 1 or 2 that are doing way better and fuck one of them. That's maybe advice I would give, but it depends. Maybe you have relationships with them all, maybe they're going well. I wouldn't advise that. Awesome. Does that good, James?
Yeah, one other thing. Do you recommend trying to find a business partner?
The fact that you already started it, no.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Cheers, mate.
For me and Harry, it was very different. The reason why me and Harry went into business wasn't because we needed a business partner or we needed each other's help in the management. It was more for the coaching, right? So when me and Harry met, we had already had our own agencies going on in our own time, right? And it was the coaching that thought, well, why don't we just try this together? Because no one's doing it. And this is when we first started like the coaching side of it. And we just thought, fuck it, we'll do it together. And then obviously eventually we're like, why are we still like doing the management separately? Why don't we just bring that under one roof as well? But overall, it was never a case where like I started a business and then whilst I'm already running it, then I'm like, fuck, maybe I should find a business partner. I wouldn't recommend that, brother. You don't need one.
Okay, cheers.
Find an employee.
Yeah.
Find an employee. Yeah, no, that's a good point. Once I start making a little bit of money off it, because all of these 3 models are starting from 0, that's the thing. I haven't found one that's got a little following. But the most recent one I've done, she's like 30 something, but MILF, dominatrix from like England, so it's not a bad one, and she seems pretty dedicated because she's got an e-commerce business, so it's not like she goes to work, she's at home all the time.
Okay.
So she seems quite dedicated to it.
Good.
Whereas the other 2 from fucking Ecuador. Well, what the fuck is that?
Good. That's all it takes. Just one model, bro. Good stuff. All right, James. Anything else, brother?
No, that's it. Cheers.
Awesome, mate. Matt, you guys are next on my screen.
Doing yeah, so I just have a quick question. Like with the Instagram bots, I bought 5 bots, so it was about 1,800 USD, and I've supplied, I mean, Marcus is a great guy. I've supplied him with over 1,000 accounts, and I mean, I'll show you a picture of our model. I mean, she's a not bad looking model at all. I mean, to where she looks like that Latina girl, but we're just not getting any conversions from the bots, and we have no idea why. We have our Instagram.
Happened to me as well, by the way.
Say it again.
I said that happened to me as well. I've not seen anything from the bots yet.
Yeah. It's like I'm getting some like traction to the Instagram, like I'm getting some followers. I'm getting a bunch of DM requests, but I mean, it's been a week and not 1 subscriber.
Answer. Yeah. Why aren't you converting the DMs?
Say it again.
Why aren't you converting the DMs? That's just something we should probably. I'm pretty sure it was mentioned in the session with the DMs. If you're doing Instagram interactions, obviously you're not going to get a huge amount of instant subscribers over to the OF because they see the story like you're actually interested in them. So the best tactic with that, bro, and the one that's been working extremely well for quite a few people, get a VA or do it yourself to hop on the DM request and actually reply to them and get them converted over onto the OF. That's what you need to do. Because for them, if they see the story, like, bro, they're obviously not going to first think, oh, I'm going to go subscribe to the OF, right? Obviously some of them are, you will get the odd 1 or 2, but it's more a case of actually once they are, on the Instagram, they will convert over time. Because if they're following your model, they're going to see you every day, they're going to become intrigued, etc. They're going to subscribe. But actually answering the DMs, the inbound DMs that you get is a really, really good way. And then just manually convert them over to the OF via that. Because think about it from a guy's perspective, right? If he sees that a model has just liked his story, he's going to think, oh, like she must be interested in me personally. He's not going to know it's a bot. So he's going to be like, oh, I'll drop her a message. And probably most of the messages you get, correct me if I'm wrong, are going to be stuff like, oh, hey, saw you like my story. How you doing? Haha, etc., etc. I'm right, aren't I? So that is what you're going to get. Have a chat with them for a bit, get them converted over to the OF. That's pretty simple. That's what
Are you building that relationship with them? Like, are you building really a relationship with them, or are you just chatting a little bit?
A little bit. So have a little chat with them, etc., and just be like, oh, I'm getting so many DM requests. Just do me a favor and just hop onto my OF. I don't have that many subscribers. I'll chat to you on that. Usually, as well, the guys will start asking for pictures, etc. So it's pretty at the moment.
Yeah.
Bear in mind, these guys you're targeting are already following OF girls, so they're not opposed to the idea of subscribing. As a lot of
One more thing as well, boys. Two things actually. One was the Instagram story. So make sure that this girl actually posts stories telling people that she's active on this link and she's active on here, right? If they want to talk to her. And then the other thing is live streams. Get her to go live on Instagram. Obviously, please be careful on what she wears and what she fucking talks about and does on these live streams, because you don't want her account being banned. But just a live stream, she just goes live, because when these bots run, obviously a lot of people click on her profile, see that she's live, it will pique their curiosity way more than if she's not live or she doesn't have any stories up. And then if their curiosity has been piqued, then they're more likely to click on a link. But the conversion really happens in the DMs, like Harry said, unlike organic content. When you just are normally posting organic content, the last thing you want to do is like open any messages or reply to anyone on Instagram.
Gotcha. Yeah, because I was just about to say that, because in the course and stuff, you guys say don't reply, but then obviously if you do the bot, probably reply.
Yeah.
Got you.
Do you get the VA to go on Insta using like a proxy or a VPN? Because just from the bots signing into the account and us signing into the Instagram account, the account was freaking out a little bit because of like the devices and locations. So what do you do there?
Always use proxies.
Always use proxies for everything.
Yeah. Because I've already had with Marcus, I've already had one account completely banned because they logged in on Turkey and it was going through doing all that stuff, and then I got hit with a suspicious activity, couldn't get it back. But luckily, I mean, great guy, he gave me another account for free. So we're getting that set up. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of where we're at with the bots. We're getting a good traction. It's just that nothing's converting, but now I know what to do here.
Yeah.
He has a question for you.
Also, Matt, it will depend on the actual profile of your model. It depends how it's set up, right? I'm assuming it is set up like, so she has a lot of photos on there. She has a bio. She has some highlights, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Lifestyle photos, some not explicit, but like enticing a little bit. Yes. We put that highlight for when she posts on the story. Yeah, so it's like funnel's not bad.
Cool. Okay, perfect. Then that's good. I'm just trying to think like a checklist in my head. Other than that, it will just be whenever she posts up a story and she sees new views like on her stories, you'll just have to have somebody that will go ahead and interact with them. Yeah, and then convert them that way. It's a bit of a tedious task, but and then also first of all, Matt, you mentioned it's only been 1 week. So obviously give it a little bit longer. And Harrison, how long have you been running the bot services for?
Only like 5 days, to be fair.
Yeah, so only like a week for both of you guys. So give it a little bit longer. I've also, by the way, messaged Marcus just in the background here on WhatsApp. See if we can get him to jump on and just answer maybe some of you guys' questions as well. He hasn't seen my my messages just yet, but if he jumps on, that'd be wicked. That'd be really great.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Probably, to be fair, what we'll do next week, we'll plan a call with Marcus and we'll get him to jump on, and then obviously. Because obviously we did that first initial call where he kind of told you guys about it, but then there's tons of updates and stuff that happen. So we'll get him on to answer a few questions. Obviously, get a few more of you guys started as well. Do that next week.
While we're on the topic, sorry, can I jump in and ask what's the best method you use to find the targets for the list? Because we kind of struggled a little bit.
Yeah, so it's just, but to be honest, bro, just go down the OnlyFans rabbit hole. I mean, find one girl that looks similar to a model, and then the likelihood is they'll be shouting out for shout outs, they'll be following girls that look very, very similar as well. So just go through the whole rabbit hole on Instagram. It's a bit time consuming. Ideally, if you're at the point where you've got like a virtual assistant or just someone you can just pay to do it very, very quickly, even like one of your friends, I'll give you £20 if you can just make a list of all these creators for me. Take them an hour or so.
Because they find so many girls, but every single one had so many fake followers, and they also had like all of the likes and comments. Obviously, it's a story interaction. If the followers don't post stories, then there's no point, because we started to we did some USA fishing pages and gun pages to try and get those kind of interactions, but all the guys don't post stories, so we realized it was pointless. But is it still calm if if it's just a bit of fake followers and
there's a few, bro. It's natural. Everyone's got fake followers nowadays.
Okay.
Harrison, what I'd recommend, it's because this is not just me saying it. I was talking with Marcus about it. Is what I've been doing. And I've been going through because he was saying too, it's good to have girls that are similar in your niche, same color, but it matters, but doesn't really matter. Think about it. I think Latina girls are hot. I think white girls are hot. I think these girls are hot. So these guys that are already subscribing to these OnlyFans girls, they're able to expand their niche, right? So what I've been doing too, which helps, is you could go after Visco girls too. And these girls have from 4,000 to 9,000 followers. And if you look at their likes, the ratio is extremely good. And what you do is you click on there and go through their suggested then. And these are really high quality accounts because they're also in college too. And so these girls are young in college. They have around 8,000 followers, which is good because I think lower the better. And if you look, what I do too is I click the followers, you scroll through their accounts. Dude, if you don't see anyone that's from like a third party, a third world country, like if you see any Arabic, I immediately kind of just go out. But if you see these people, you scroll through, you see stories, and that's how you know you have a pretty good account. But I would do that. I'd go through like the Visco girls too.
I appreciate that, bro. You said Visco girls.
Visco, yeah. So it'll say like Visco in their bio. And so those are just girls who like upload a bunch of pictures on like a website called Visco.
Okay, so I just can I search like hashtag Visco and it would come up type thing or
Well, what I would do is like what I do is I'll go through like my management's following and I'll click on a girl. I'll go through the comments because I think if they're the older dude or some guys in the comments, I'll click on his account, go to his following, scroll through his following, and I'll see a girl who's kind of a young age. Click her. She has like 7,000 to 10,000 followers, 7,000 to even 15,000 followers. Then I'll go through her account, see how the likes are, see if the comments are okay. Click the followers, see if the followers are okay. And then if they're good, I add them to the list, click follow on her account, and then literally it spits out like 40 different of the same girls. And you just, dude, I was able to get 1,000 accounts within like 3 days, 2 days. Yeah, it's a pretty good strategy.
Yeah, man. Sounds like it. Thank you for that, bro.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that.
I have a quick question about Twitter. So we've been replying to people who are larger than us, and that's been working well. We've been getting a lot of engagement under their posts. But for our own posts, what have you guys found is the best time to post? In like the morning or the night?
Harry?
Yeah, so in terms of Twitter, bro, it's a bit of an unusual one because obviously, you know, it depends what country you're in for a start. So obviously it's just generally prime time. Think when are most people going to be on their phones? So for example, I mean, a good example of that would be, you know, in the UK, it's going to be, you know, 9 p.m, that kind of time, 9, 10 p.m, probably later, to be honest, so around the 10 p.m. mark. And in terms of kind of volume of tweet, you know, 3 or 4 a day is fine, kind of evenly spaced, a little bit of a good morning one, sexier one at night. That's how I'd usually structure it. So kind of like a good morning text, whatever, picture of her with a coffee, yada yada. One late at night, which is her, you know, in lingerie, whatever. Obviously, kind of the more risque, and then a tweet in the middle of the day, which is like a bit of a life update. So just bring a bit of personality into it. You know, maybe it's the girl at work, maybe it's her having lunch with one of her friends. I don't know, fucking do whatever she does. If she rides horse, you know, if she's riding a horse, whatever. So that's really important.
Sounds great.
And then I sent you a message on WhatsApp, and I also have that Instagram DM. Dude, yeah, whenever you get the chance, I know you're a busy guy. I would love to hear more about that.
I'll have a look, bro. Yeah.
Appreciate it, brother. Thank you guys so much.
Appreciate it.
The other Marcus is joining, by the way. He's just replied. This is gonna be the goated fucking call ever. Cool. Demir, you're next on the Zoom here, bro.
Yo, so yeah, just 2 quick questions. So for chatting, would you guys recommend finding a chatting agency or freelancers?
We have so far not had any good experience with chatting agencies.
Okay.
Oh, well, actually, no, we have had one, but then the model had issues. There was one, but she genuinely, I swear on my mother's life, I'm not even trying to gatekeep this. She genuinely doesn't do it anymore. Like, she's realized that her profit margin just weren't worth it. She doesn't run the chatting agency anymore. But overall, we have never really had a great success with chatting agencies. It's always the freelancers that we find. And even then, to be honest, here's the thing, I'm in such an anomaly that this advice wouldn't really help most of you guys. But the chatters that we work with, pretty much all of them have come from my following, you know, from my audience. This is also why, like, I really do suggest all of you guys at some point trying to build an online following, because there are so many benefits that will come to you guys for business. But like, for example, just before we started recording this group coaching call, I was saying to you guys, we've just taken on a new model literally today, only because there was another chatter who messaged me like literally a couple of days ago, saying she's from Ukraine, she's got 2.5 years of experience in chatting, and she'd love to work with our agency. So yeah, so that's kind of, I know that doesn't really help you, but that's kind of how we find them. I guess the advice you can take from that is try and find people individually rather than through agencies, bro.
Okay. And just a quick one with TikTok. So you were saying earlier that like anything under 100 views means like shadow banned, right? And like, is there a way to get over these, or is it just like a certain amount of time you have to wait?
You can, but it does take a very, very long time. It's easier and quicker just to make another account.
And if it's down at like 300 views, it's not really fully shadow banned, is it?
No, not at all. So if it's 300 views, you've got a lot of content on the account. You've got a decent amount of followers, few thousand, whatever. You can usually bounce back.
Shadow man, trust me, you see it. Like it literally is like I forgot who said it. Sorry, I think it might have been Matt or somebody else. Or Harrison. Yeah, Harrison. Like literally like 6 views, bro. Yeah, trust me, you know what you're shadow ban. And yeah, same as Harry said. I've been shadow banned before, 100%, and I've been shadow banned twice. As far as I like, it never tells you, right? It never pops that message. But as far as we could see, it's happened twice, and both the times it lasted around a week. That doesn't go to say that every time it will be a week, the same as Harry said. So it's just easier to start a new account.
Okay.
And if you make that account on the same phone, is that going to get shadow banned?
Will that affect it?
That's a great question. Harry, you got the answer for that?
What was that, sorry?
If the model's account gets shadow banned and she creates a new TikTok account on the same phone, can she do that? I'm pretty sure that's fine. It's just when her account gets like banned, like deleted, that's when you shouldn't create on the same phone.
Yeah, shadow ban's fine, but if they get properly perfectly banned, then no, because it'll allow people.
Okay. And you just stay consistent throughout, like even if it's not shadow banned, even if the views just drop a bit, just consistency.
Yeah, you just got to consistently grind through, just keep doing exactly what you're doing.
Yeah. Another one, sorry. If an account gets deleted or taken down, is that like a hint of like, yeah, like you're about to get shadow banned or you have been shadow banned?
If your account gets taken down, you mean banned?
Nah, if one of your posts gets taken down.
Oh, one of your posts gets taken down. No, not massively. So yes, in a way. Now, sometimes it means you're about to get shadow banned. Often you'll be okay though. I mean, if the odd post gets taken down, fucking hell, I have the odd post taken down, Marcus has the odd post taken down on TikTok. It's just fucking, it's anything. Like it could just be, let's say there's a girl in a bikini in the picture and TikTok just takes a dim view of it, right? Obviously, just don't make it too over the top. But if you get too many banned, if you get too many taken down, you'll get a shadow ban and then you get a warning and then you get an account ban. So just try and keep it to a minimum, but you can get away with a couple. It's not that deep. It's like it'll show up as like a community guidelines violation. You can appeal them as well. If it is actually not bad, appeal it, because usually they'll let you have it back.
Okay, thank you.
So we have the one and only Marcus on the call. There's 2 Marcus on the call, but yo, Marcus, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. How are you?
Awesome, all good, my friend. All good. Thank you for just jumping on, bro. This is why you're the best. So we had Matt and Harrison mentioned about the bot services for Instagram. We have pretty much already kind of answered their issue, but just curious to see what you would say. Just to give you some context, so Matt has been running it for about a week, and Harrison has been running it for about 5 days. So they're still just early. It's only been a week for both of them, pretty much. But they still haven't quite got any subs converting. So they are getting a bunch of new visitors. Correct me if I'm wrong, by the way. They are getting a bunch of new visitors, their engagement, but just no conversions as of yet, right?
Is this visitors on the OnlyFans or visitors on the Instagram?
Visitors on Instagram, right, guys?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So we're just struggling to convert from Instagram to actual OnlyFans.
Yeah.
That can be a number of 2 things, depending on what conversations I've had with you guys already, in terms of obviously the targets. With everything, if we put shit targets and end up with shit data, we're always going to have a shit output. That's why I think I bang on to literally everyone I ever speak to about how important the targets are. If you send a target to me and 50% of those followers are from third world countries, these are guys that are most likely not going to be spending on OnlyFans girls, they're going to want everything for free, then you could expect 50% of that output to be shit. And obviously that's terrible. Typically the best targets are going to be like tons and tons of just smaller targets. These could be girls that look like your girl. They don't necessarily need to do OnlyFans. It is ideal if you can find them, but you'll soon find it quite hard to find hundreds of girls that look like your model. But if you just send over hundreds of girls that look like your model that don't do OnlyFans and do OnlyFans, that's fine. And if these girls have only a few thousand followers, that's even better, because it's likely they haven't got to the point where they're on the radar of people from these third world countries. So then when we're scraping and we're interacting with those users, these are users which are likely from their home country, which is likely going to be kind of US, Canada, Australia, UK, etc. These followers are obviously going to have more disposable income. They're more likely to then convert. If I haven't sent it to you already, then drop me a message through the ticket system and I'll send you an account which is doing very well. Some of the accounts from some of the agencies have sent me through are just a bit too bait, and they just screams OnlyFans girls, fake account, or at least like a sub account. And simps are kind of picking up on this. Gone are the days where you could have done that and it would have worked. They were like COVID times. Each account that we run for you needs to look like the main girl account. There's no reason why someone should ever land on that account and think that that's not their main account. This is where I'm talking about the child accounts. If we're running it on your main account, great. Maybe just make it less bait that it's a kind of OnlyFans account. Typically, there's a girl at the moment we're running it for, well, one of the agency's girls. She's been getting 100 subs, 100 followers on Instagram a day. I think one of the days she got 130. Now, if you look at her account, there is nothing on there that's like super explicit or teasing. It just looks like a normal girl, normal lifestyle pictures. But because of that, simps look at that and think, this is actually a real girl. And they're more likely to engage, more likely to actually click the link in the bio, because they're just a bit more clued up these days. That's probably covered that necessarily. Are you guys always making sure you've got stories on 24/7? So if I landed on your Instagram page now, I should see a story.
Yeah, one a day. We do one a day. That's like nothing too crazy, but definitely like a laundry kind of photo with the OnlyFans link, and then it's just like lifestyle, just like normal.
Yeah, like what they're having to eat and stuff like this. All these little things that add like that trust that the person actually believes it's not you behind the account, it's actually the girl.
Can I ask you, that girl that you said who's getting like 100+ followers a day, what does her target list look like? Is it like
that actually I can't remember the gentleman's name exactly. I think it's something like Turbo as it appears on Discord. He might be in here, might not be. But I'll send the account to you. Harrison, you're H, aren't you, on Discord?
Yeah, bro, yeah.
Right, okay. I'll send the account over to you so you can see it. I think he's actually sent a total of about 200 targets. So loads of small ones. And I know obviously I've asked agencies for only about like 40+, because it's like a smaller stepping stone to start with. It allows us to get the system running up straight away. But you'll probably notice that I've already asked for more targets already. Or if I haven't, I will be very soon. Because this is super data intensive. You got to think, if we scrape 100,000 users, how many of them are going to be public? How many of them are going to meet the criteria of actually having a profile picture, not having 4 numbers in the username, basically removing all the accounts which obviously look like fake accounts? And then how many of those users are actually going to have active stories? And then when we ran through them, it's pretty quick.
So how many like, so you said to just kind of start off with you like maybe just kind of like 200. Does that mean that you want us to like over time, I don't know, as an example, every 2 weeks we send you another 200 models as targets type thing, or is that what you mean?
So there's not really a particular number to it, because some just depends on the targets you send through. I'll be able to see how fast that we're running through the targets, or how kind of I can see signs that the system is struggling to find X amount of stories to interact with the day, of users that it hasn't already interacted with. So that's where I'll just drop you a message and say, hey, we need some targets. I don't need them right there and then, but it's just kind of giving you a heads up that I'm going to need them in the next day or two, just so the system doesn't struggle and continue to struggle to find users that we haven't already interacted with. Because ideally, we don't want to be interacting with users we've already interacted with. It's kind of a waste. They've had their chance to click on the account and see it. They most likely have done that already, and for whatever reason they've just chosen not to interact with your model. There's no point wasting that interaction again and trying. We've already been in front of them.
Okay, unreal. Thanks for that one. Unreal.
That's cool. Any other questions?
Yeah, so I'm Matt.Walker22 in the Discord. I've been sending you, because I have another 250 accounts to send you. It's the more the merrier, I'm guessing, just how I've been sending like 250 accounts every other day.
Literally, more the merrier. The system's kind of, the algorithm's optimized in a way that it will, if the data's there and it's able to do so, it will focus on the targets which are providing like a higher follow back rate. So if we're interacting with this target and our follow back rate is 10% and this target is only 2%, if the data is available and the users are there, it will just stick on target, which is giving us a higher percent follow back rate. However, when we kind of don't have much data to work with, it will then be forced to work on the targets which have lower follow back rates. Now, that's great to get us through that period between when I've asked for more data and you giving it to me a day or 2 days later. But ideally, that's not obviously good in the long term. We want the system to have as much choice as possible. Also, it means that I don't need to message you too often for targets. It all depends. A lot of the guys I think are using VAs to send targets over it because it's a very easy thing to give to a VA. Very clear criteria. Very easy to teach them. It doesn't cost you much. What, $3, $3.50, $4 an hour. They should be able to get quite a lot in 2 hours time, for example.
Yeah, well, that one 3-minute voice memo you sent me of the tips of what to look for. I mean, I'm able to find 250 accounts within like an hour and a half, 2 hours. So I mean, that tip that you gave me were really good. So I appreciate that a lot.
If you could also send that to me, that would be a lot, bro.
Yeah,
I got
Thanks,
by all means. Matt, just remind me, what was the tip that I actually gave you? Because everything I kind of tell people is very individual.
Yeah, so I said it right before you came in here, which was funny, but it was all about like how it's good to find models that are similar in your hair, similar in your niche, but it's also good to find models that maybe don't have an OnlyFans, but they have a Visco. They have 5,000 to 8,000 followers, because less followers the better. It's more active. You see the comments are doing well. You see the likes are doing okay. It's a good ratio between those two, and just being able to find like Visco girls on top of girls who also do OnlyFans it just helped a lot. And like, because like you said, you said the thing, like one guy might not only sub to one specific niche, because we all like different types of girls. So I mean, finding a girl, if you have a girl with black hair, I mean, finding a girl with blonde hair still works.
Yeah, so you don't need to be so strict when it comes to actually initially great if you can, but like I say, if you're struggling to find or you just think it's taking too long, we can try other niche as long as we're in the same kind of similar niche. That doesn't necessarily mean they need to have the same colored hair. If they're a cheerleader, for example, you can get a brunette cheerleader as well. That's fine.
Got you. Yeah, I mean that's all I got.
Cool.
Marcus, thank you very much for jumping on. Thank you, Marcus. All right, man. Perhaps we could organize another call with just Marcus as the host in a couple of weeks' time. Perhaps answer some more questions, go over again some more different bots. But yeah, awesome. Thank you very much for jumping on, Marcus. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries. Peace out, guys. Take care.
Bye-bye. Austin, you're next on the Zoom screen here.
I'm good. I'm just chilling, just listening to you guys talk.
Just hanging out.
Austin's Jeremy's business partner. Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, awesome, bro. Jay, you two lads are next on the screen.
All right, man. All right, boys. We've just got a few questions, mate. There's one that I'll say, what's like the main traffic source for like your models? Like, what's like the main one that you go for?
Sure.
The IG bots, it's just so scalable. That's the number one thing. Because
what was that, sorry?
The IG bots, if you can get it to a point where you've got like 10 odd slave accounts, the amount of accounts you're reaching, the amount of views, the amount of eyeballs is crazy. Obviously all the normal ones like TikTok, stuff like that. If you can get a model that will be up for the tube method, definitely try and bang that through as well, because you'll find a lot of subscribers will come there organically. So have a watch of the porn tube method as well. That does really work very, very well. It's also something that not a lot of people do, even in terms of the OFM world, because it's kind of a little bit of a step into the the slightly more involved world of this. So it does work very well.
Do you do like many GGs, or is that kind of like saturated?
Sometimes, but the bots and that form of traffic is just massively kind of overtaking it, really, because the ROI you get is huge. And if you're just scaling up and having tons and tons of child accounts, you can get it to a point where you're rolling through thousands of followers a day. It's very, very Very, very scalable indeed. So that works really, really well. But GG initially, obviously, a really good way to kind of get that initial boost. And if you've got a really reliable GG kind of partner or community, that works well too, because you can kind of get it to a point where you've got like a guaranteed ROAS on what you spend. So you know if you spend $100, you're going to get $500 worth of fans, and obviously that's really, really good. So it's just kind of getting it to that point really, rather than just sporadically paying for random GGs off different models.
But we've just bought like, I think 6 bots. They're starting tomorrow. On them accounts, we've put like exclusive content at the main account. But Marcus was just saying there to like make it look like a legit account. Which like methods do you use? Like what one would you?
You've got to just make it look more legitimate, like a normal girl that actually might be liking their Instagram story. Because if you, I think you should probably take out the bit. In fact, Marcus, are you still here, bro?
I think you left there.
Still here.
Yeah, I'll let you answer that one, bro.
Yeah, it's not ideal. That's the truth, because then we're going away from it looking like her main account and not looking like a sub account. You could say and argue that, well, you've got the main tagged in the bio, they're likely to then make their way to the main, and now they're there. But with any sales funnel, the more steps and hurdles you add, then the more drop off you're going to have to the actual end result, which is going to be that sub. So yeah, it will still work. The ROI will be lower, but it's not ideal. If you can get around that, great, fantastic. That's what I would personally do. That's what we do and see the best results with. Because at the end of the day, obviously, we want to optimize conversion rate. It's all a numbers game.
So would you say that would change? Because we've got, well, I know the answer actually, but we've got them as like the model's name and then back up. So would we just put them in like, try and make them look like legit like main accounts instead of doing that?
Yeah, I would suggest so. That's my bad actually, because I didn't notice the names had backup in it. Otherwise, I would have pointed that out to you personally already. So yeah, if you could do that, then you're more likely to get better results there. Because again, it's just building trust with you and that simp basically.
If I change the usernames, will it be fine? Like
just change the usernames, use the same connection link just to reconnect the account. That just kind of reconnects it to the database, and it's all good to go.
Right, I'll do that.
It'll just continue as normal.
Snapchat.
The thing that I can say, by the way, guys, and this goes for anything you guys do, right? Is put yourself in the simp's shoes, right? Try and think from their point of view, what would get them to actually click follow? What would get them to actually take action, right? Because these motherfuckers get targeted 24/7, right? So when like they still convert, but because they get targeted 24/7 and it all looks the same, your model has to stand out. So if they all look like OnlyFans models, but then there's that one odd girl that like, she's kind of sexy, but it doesn't really scream OnlyFans, he'll be more likely to like at least click on a few photos, have a little look here, right? And kind of build that curiosity and peak that. So yeah, that's kind of what we're trying to aim to get you guys to understand here.
Yeah, so we've got another one. So we're about to sign about another 2-3 models, I think, in like the next week or so. And what like we went wrong with the last one is from the off, we're kind of, I think we set the wrong tone. So what I was wanting to say is like, when you sign a new model, what's like the first few things you do to kind of build rapport, but also set like a tone of like, this is, you need to work hard, you need this, and like kind of get the right environment like from the jump.
Do you have like key steps, like what you do to like every time before you sign them? That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, sure. So there needs to, first of all, of course, be an onboarding process. Funnily enough, actually, the girl that, again, this is quite annoying because most of the things that I give advice to now, and this is also why I always like to give context, right? Is like me and Harry are in a very unorthodox situation, which a lot of you guys, well, I don't think any of you guys are in, which is like, for example, the girl that we literally signed up today, that we onboarded just now, she didn't go through the whole onboarding process only because, like I said, she's been following me on my social media for the last like 6 months, and she's been asking to work with us for the last 6 months. So already the fact that she finally now gets a chance to work with us, we just have the leverage, right? So already she's coming from a place of like, oh my God, like I finally get a chance to work with them, rather than, oh, these guys get a chance to manage me. You get what I'm trying to say, right? I know that isn't practical advice for you, but I just wanted to give you the context. So to give you like the advice, yes, there needs to be an onboarding process. So you could perhaps record a little video, like a welcome video. And in this welcome video, you could just really quickly introduce both of you guys. because what's most important in the welcome video is like how you guys work. So communication, where can you keep the communication and when can they expect a response from you? So again, for me and Harry, when we're starting out, we'd both essentially say, look, Monday to Friday, we guarantee a response between these hours and these hours. You can message us whenever, even Saturday, Sunday. It's just please don't expect a response. We will most likely answer because we work a lot, but just please don't expect a response. So you set expectations of the communication. You obviously set expectations of the content, how often, what kind of content. If you have a chatter, then obviously introduce them on the call. So this is another thing that, again, it kind of seems common sense probably to you guys as well, but a lot of people don't do this. Like you need to actually introduce the chatter and the model, like get on a Zoom call with them, introduce themselves. This is another thing that we done with this model that we onboarded today. But again, she already had this prepared for us. She has a Google document about herself, like a bio about her. So where's she from, what's she into, things about her, etc., etc. You take that information, you send that to the chatter. So now the chatter, before the chatter even jumps on a call with the model, he or she already knows the model inside and out. All right, no pun intended. So things like that, that's very important. But the biggest one that you guys are asking, which is
the guy's on it, Marcus is on it.
which is like setting boundaries. Sorry, I just made that. Which is like setting boundaries. Is from the get-go. Yeah. So the onboarding video will say that. Once you jump on a call with them, again, you just reiterate. You go over those. When can they message you? When can they get a response? Where can they message you? And then the biggest one is the content. This is also why, by the way, guys, remember when I mentioned like about an hour or so earlier on this call, I mentioned about how we always try to get our models to do content every single day. Not like, oh, just block out like a Thursday and you can just do content on Thursday. I hate that mentality. I hate that habit that creates. So we like to kind of create that consistency from the get-go.
The last question I think we've got is how often do you send mass DMs out? Because obviously I want to get the balance between like hammering them and like kind of like still approaching them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, sure. Harry, what would you say is the sweet spot?
The mass DMs.
Yeah, because they're all different at the moment, but what would you suggest?
So in terms of kind of from Marcus's point of view as well, using him for the bots, yeah.
No, I'm saying like, do you know what OnlyFans do? Send out like a mass DM.
Oh, right, the mass DMs. So the mass DMs on OF, really don't want to do unless they're conversation starters, right? So there's a very big difference. So obviously, if you're kind of sending out conversations that are like, hey, had such a tough day at work today. How you doing? That's different to like a mass pay-per-view, right? So obviously a mass conversation styles are absolutely fine because they look and sound very, very natural. But if you're sending out like a mass message with obviously like an attached piece of content and a price, be very, very careful. Couple of times a week tops. You don't want to overdo it. You want to be making the high level money from building a relationship with the subscribers and obviously running up those high level sexting scripts. You don't just want to just bang out pay-per-views. It's so impersonal. I'm really not a huge fan of it. It's not how you make a lot of money with this. But if you mean mass DMs in terms of like sending a message to all the subscribers and the conversation start like, hey, how you doing? Or hey, had a crazy day, whatever, yada yada. That's absolutely fine. You can do that pretty much as you want. Maybe a mass good morning message, but so long as it's free and you're not asking for any money for that, that's fine.
Yeah. Nowadays, boys, the only real mass messages we do is it's either to promote a live stream. We typically do live streams on Sundays. So we do a mass message on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, just about the live stream, nothing else. And then the other one is expired subs. That's it. It's it's exactly just to reiterate what Harry said. It's like, I know it's fucking tedious and long, but the real money is building those like connections and actually speaking to them. Obviously, you first want to, and this is like the complete 101 basics of OF, but you obviously want to funnel them through, figure out who's a time waster and who isn't. Then who isn't a time waster, you actually want to talk to them and just get to know them. How's their day? What the fuck do they do, etc. And that's where the money's at, rather than just fucking spamming them every day with the clearly the same copy and paste message that all the other subs get.
Yeah, I've just thought of this question as well, actually. So basically, we've had one of the bots running now for like a couple of weeks, and we've been getting loads of DMs, but we've been ignoring them completely. So obviously, you've just said there, if the bots are running, like kind of like like DM them, how like long do we like wait before like this guy's a time waster to, or like how long do you like kind of like chat with them?
About a day or so. Obviously, you're an attractive girl, supposedly, and you know they'll reply very, very quickly. Have a bit of a conversation with them. Obviously, say your DMs are getting swamped or whatever. You reply better on there. Or obviously, when they start being really, really flirty, say, well, if you want to see some more of me, if you subscribe, maybe I'll send you a freebie, whatever. Just get them over. Day or so, really. You don't want to be spending any more than a day, because if you're running this up, bro, and obviously the way that you've set up now, you're going to be getting a lot of messages, and you're not going to be able to keep track of it if you're spending more than a day speaking to them, bro.
Yeah, sweet. That's everything. I think that's all.
Awesome. All right. Next on the Zoom screen, we have it says Zoom user. Again, I ask you to unmute yourself through Zoom if you got a notification. Oh, I know you do have a mic. Yeah, hello.
Hey, bro, you hear me?
Yeah. That's good.
Hey, man. So I'm sending my first model this weekend. Should I master like one or two ways of marketing, or should I start doing everything like little by little bit? I was thinking about just doing TikTok and the tube meta and Instagram, but yeah, what's your take on that?
Yeah, those three work. Just focus on TikTok and Instagram. Also, what I would also say is like, for example, I mean, I don't think she probably does, but if she does, for example, have a big TikTok, let's just say she randomly has a 15,000 follower TikTok account, then really focus on TikTok. Twitter. Like if she has an anomaly, like if she has for example, I think I mentioned this on a previous call. One of our models had 7.4 million followers on Facebook, like actual real followers. I don't normally hear that, but obviously we rinsed the fuck out of Facebook. That was the biggest thing that we focused on, you know? And then we brought them from Facebook to Instagram, then to OF. But I'm assuming if it's just a normal model, yeah, you said it yourself. So just focus on one or two, understand how those platforms work, and then start to implement some other ones, such as like tube method.
Thank you, bro.
Awesome. Logan, I think, Logan, we spoke to your business partner, I believe.
How's it going? No, that was me. Dom is my business partner.
Dom is your
He's the one who doesn't have a mic.
Got you, bro. How you
doing?
He's
He's out in Italy right now. He's got just a laptop. But anyways, yeah. So we're doing pretty well. We signed a model who has 7.5 thousand subscribers, and so we're about 2 weeks in. So we're trying to kind of scrambling to figure out how to keep that rolling. You know, that mass. We're not starting off like a lot of these people who are coming out of the woodworks with like maybe 20 subscribers. We kind of got a lot of bulk to mess with, and so we're looking at different chatting agencies. Well, now I'm kind of throwing that out the window since you said not to go for an agency. So we're gonna go for freelancers. Where would you say to find freelancers?
Okay, first of all, just before that, by the way, bro, please, this is so important. And even if they have like 40 fans, it's still, you know, is important. But the biggest thing, bro, is make sure whoever jumps on the chatting side of it has to fucking sound like the model, you know? I know you guys, I'm sure you probably understand this anyway, but if she doesn't send emojis, make sure that the new chatter never sends emojis. The way she spells hey, she does it with 3 Ys. Make sure that the chatter does it with 3 Ys, you know? Because the worst thing that you can do, bro, is get a model like that and then, you know, completely sound different through text. And then she starts losing subscribers. You know, you might still be doing the marketing and gaining some, but overall she loses more. And that's not going to work at all. That's the first thing. Where can you find chatters? Sure. Again, for us, we're in such an anomaly that for me, I just use my social media. So they just come through my following. I know that doesn't help you. So the advice that I could give you is try and reach out to people who you already know, and then perhaps ask them if they know somebody as well. If your initial circle doesn't, that would definitely be my advice. It's yourself, Logan, and Dom. So both of you guys, you must know at least somebody somewhere from either from you know, when you were in education, from previous jobs, maybe a night out somewhere. You must know somebody somewhere who would actually be down for this. If that doesn't work, I personally haven't done this, but I could maybe imagine this would work. Try and join other communities that are to do with like the adult industry. boys, things like webcamming. There's so many fucking girls who currently do webcamming or used to do webcamming and don't do it anymore, who would still be down to make a lot of money online with something like this. So boom, that could be something. So just thinking outside the box. But I know, yeah. I mean, maybe I've just had a really bad experience, but overall, Harry, how many chatting agents? 4, 5 we've worked with? I think like 4.
Yeah, it's not good. The problem is it's just too mass produced. You can never really
That's
have
the
that kind of
problem. Yeah,
one-on-one attention model. It's just scripts that are clearly being written and just get used over and over again. The only time chat agents are really any good or even slightly useful is when you're literally pulling in thousands and thousands of subs a day onto a free account and you're just rinsing through them.
And you
It's
just
not
don't
really
care about burning it, right?
Also, usually the cost is either extortionately high weeklies or it's like an extortionately high percentage, like 25% or something ridiculous. So it's just not worth it.
And you got to remember as well, right? A chatting agency, it's literally a business. Think about it. A business, their goal is to increase their profit margins. They don't really give a fuck about you, if I'm being honest, right? So their goal is to increase their profit margins, aka they are probably going to find cheap labor. Cheap labor normally means not great English. Their vocabulary is a bit shit. Grammatical mistakes, which means your model loses subscribers. Fuck, it's so annoying. And we tried it before because we thought if we find a good one, we can partner them with you guys, and all of a sudden everyone's happy. But we've genuinely just had bad experiences. But Logan, did those couple of ideas start getting you thinking out kind of outside the box there?
Yeah, so I did actually start training a couple of my own guys. I brought some guys that I knew personally on. I run an entrepreneurship community outside of this, so I'm bringing on some guys from that who haven't been successful, maybe in SMA or something along those lines, and I'm introducing them to this industry. And so I'm teaching them that. But I wanted people with experience in the industry already, but I guess I'll start training these guys instead.
Yeah, fantastic. The other thing, again, yeah, I was going to say the other thing, maybe perhaps other communities of OFM agencies, but I don't think they're really going to share their chatters. I guess the only other thing in terms of finding experienced chatters who are actually good, because you can always go and like PH, you can always go on Upwork. Again, I've never done these, but like if you really wanted to, I'm sure you could find like experienced chatters there. It's just that their English probably isn't going to be all that good. The only other thing, Logan, is just like, I mean, I don't know if you are already, but just saying it online, what you do, you know, when you're public about what you do and you grow an online brand around it, all of a sudden you get so many opportunities. Like, for example, the chatter that I just told you earlier, right? She's got 2.5 years of experience. From one of her sessions, she made just over $6,000. And this was in like 4 or 5 hours from one model. She definitely knows what she's doing, and she was asking me to, you know, join our agency. But that's only because of my online brand and my presence. So the other advice I can give you is perhaps try to think about it. But again, if you don't want to do that, I understand if people don't want to do that.
Yeah, of course. Okay. So what would you say about, we're also trying to automate Twitter using like Zapier, programs like that. Try and make the processes as streamlined as possible so that we can free our time up. Do you have any experience in those kind of things?
Personally, no. Again, I think it's more of like a micro and a macro thing here. Again, I don't like to focus too much on these little nuances. Like another example, Logan, is I probably get 5 messages a day from these new AI chatting agencies that are coming about. And it's always the same reply, which is like, all the best to you. I do understand that this is probably the future and I do believe in it. But right now I don't have the energy or effort to try and figure out and help you fix it, because it just doesn't really, it's not perfect, you know. The same with like Twitter bots and things like that. Not Twitter bots, sorry. So you're talking about like scheduled tweets and things of that nature, right?
Yeah, so with these automation programs, so I can post like, say, a picture of my model with a caption and the OnlyFans link or any combination of that to any post with a certain keyword or something like that. So say there's these things on Twitter I've found that generate tons of engagement, where there'll be threads or maybe upcoming models that are doing maybe like 10,000 followers, and you can get your bots to post on their walls immediately, where the second they click the post button, your picture and caption with the OF link gets posted on their wall. So it's targeting all of their fans automatically. And so I wanted to streamline that process. I personally generated like 400,000 impressions in like the last 8 days using that.
Yeah, yeah, very interesting. I personally don't have experience with that, Logan.
All right, that's cool.
Anything else, Logan? And Dom?
I think we're all good.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Awesome, awesome. Thanks for jumping on, bro. Vader, you're next on the screen.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm one of the business partners. So right now we've signed a model and it's going well. We're focusing on TikTok and Twitter. But do you think how beneficial is Reddit as a platform?
Very.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we kind of also want to focus on one girl and build up that brand. Do you think that's worth doing in the early stages?
As to what? What's the alternative?
To having like multiple girls and like spreading our resources.
So you currently only have one, right?
Yeah, but we're like, should we focus on her, build up her brand as an OnlyFans girl, or should we do more models and then maybe not make them their own individual brand?
Understand. Would you say this one model that you have currently ticks all the criteria?
Yeah, I feel like she has the potential to like have her own niche in the OnlyFans, like influencers. So we're gonna kind of focus on like the kiss or slap content in TikTok, the ones that kind of go viral. But do you think that's worth doing, or should we like sign more girls and spread our resources?
I'd recommend you trying to test a bunch of different things with more models, because that you need to make mistakes and learn from them. Because I think you guys are still in the early stages, right? Overall. Yeah. So definitely, like, it's very, I mean, I've never heard of anyone who's just started to get their first model and that's it. Like they just stick with them, right? So I definitely recommend you trying. If you truly genuinely believe that this one model that you have right now does genuinely tick all the boxes, aka like she's doing this full time, all types of content, boy, girl, etc., then put most of your focus into this model. But still, I would recommend you at least try a couple more. To see to see how they compare.
Very cool. Sorry, I'm back as well. Thanks, Leo.
We're good. Yeah. Any other questions?
What else? Okay, cool. So pretty much we only want to focus on TikTok mainly because that brings in a lot of traffic. Literally, like I think yesterday, we got about like probably like the last 6 hours where we posted like a TikTok video. We got about like I think 12 new subs, which isn't too bad to be honest. So I think we want to focus mainly on TikTok, Twitter, and possibly the bots as well.
Sounds very good. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a nice on 12 subs as well. Very good.
Also, there's actually one more question. I spoke to like a trans model, and she's pretty much got like, I'm not too sure how many subscribers she's got, but on the messages, like the screenshot she sent me was 999 plus messages. So it's like, and she also speaks Arabic, that's the thing. So she's trying to find out if we can actually like handle OnlyFans in general when it comes to the Arabic side. And I just told her pretty much like, just give us like 1 month with you. We won't take like a percentage off and then we'll figure it out literally.
You can do that, yeah, bro. I'm not being funny. It'll be very, very easy to find someone to do that, to be honest. There's plenty of people that speak Arabic. Also, I to be honest, it doesn't surprise me that that's a thing. Because the whole trans model, that's quite a common thing. So you'll be able to find somebody, bro. It's not that difficult. There's obviously a lot of Arabic speakers. So.
All right, bro. Thanks. But yeah, that's pretty much it from us.
Awesome. Jumping on. Believe it or not, next up we have Jesus himself.
Thought I was Jesus.
You just look like him. Yo, can you hear us? I can't hear you, by the way. It says you're unmuted, but I can't hear you. Could you hear him, Harry?
No, I can only see him.
No.
Our Lord and Savior.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
All right, there you go. My bad. So, I mean, I learned the hard way to not take on too many models. Because I started off, I mean, it was about 2 weeks till I joined Aura, since I'm brand new to OFM, brand new to any online business. I started off Aura with 3 models, ended up dropping both of them because 2 of them because they weren't doing anything. So I learned the hard way to just focus on one model. And right now the main question I have is for dating apps. I have the app cloner and I'm trying to make Bumble accounts for the model, but it's terrible. It's like the accounts get shadow banned like as soon as I make them. And then if you have any advice on how to keep accounts up or
Bumble are getting once again way more hot on it. It's the same as Tinder. The Tinder before Christmas was useful. Now, how many people do you hear of using Tinder? Not many, because it's becoming a real pain, and it's becoming that way with Bumble as well. What browser are you using to do it within?
for Bumble I'm doing it on the phone. So I through the app cloner it lets you set it. Yeah, it lets you set a proxy.
On an Android phone, yeah?
Yeah.
Got that.
Yeah,
So-
Google Pixel. I got it right here.
And how long is it taking you to get the accounts banned?
Almost like a couple hours. Like I've tried doing no bio and just putting the pictures up, and then in a couple hours it just get banned. But it's basically how I have it set up. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah.
Can't see it, right?
Can somewhat,
Yeah. So I tried spoofing the location to different cities in the US. And I'm focusing on the US, but I've tried no bio. I've tried adding a bio with the Snapchat, the fun with the Snapchat, and then nothing.
Yeah. Have you tried a different phone or not?
No. I've done it all on this same phone.
For how long have you been running it before that as well? Have you been doing it for quite a while? Bumble.
So I just got the app cloner, the Ultra Plus donation about, I think it's been a week or 2. And I've been consistently trying to just verify accounts to get them up and running, but they just.
If it's consistently pinging you off, bro, you'll have some kind of ban against you. It'll be proxy, it'll be IP, it'll be whatever. I don't know what you've been using for it, but there'll be something up, maybe even the device, because it shouldn't be getting banned that quickly. I mean, you should really be looking at a life cycle of accounts on Apple and Bumble, maybe like a week or so.
So what's funny is I had another model transfer her Bumble account that she already had previously before doing OnlyFans. I got it on the phone and that's been perfect. Like that's no bans, it's running fine. So I'm not sure if I'm doing anything wrong. Yeah.
If you're running it using App Cloner on Google Pixel, there should be no issues. Really.
Yeah. I mean, I'm setting up proxies for each app, so
each app as well. Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know, bro. To be fair, if you're doing all of that, it should be working. It should maybe be lasting about a week or so per account. That's a pain. Obviously, you mentioned that you pulled the other Bumble account across, and that one was okay. So that
it's been up for a couple of weeks.
Likely would suggest the phone's okay because it would have banned the phone if you logged in on that phone.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess just keep at it, bro. Just keep trying different things. But I mean, I'm not entirely sure on that one, to be honest, bro.
Got it. That's all for me.
So, sweet.
Thank you.
I think we got another question from Marty. How you doing,
Yes, I have a question about Bumble. So I've been using anti-dolphin, getting a proxy. Sending over the anti-dolphin to the model. She gets verified. She verifies the Bumble accounts. I get like 200 likes every day, but 0 conversions. And we're targeting USA.
So where are you pushing them to from Bumble?
We're pushing them to Instagram, but we're not really seeing results.
Interesting. How attractive is your model?
Yeah, she's ugly.
That's probably
like 4.
If they're on dating apps, bro, they need to be at least decent looking. It needs to be that. That's unfortunate. Otherwise, there's just no motivation for somebody to go to the Instagram. If that's the problem with dating apps. The model does need to be good looking. There's no real way around it because no one's going to go to all the effort typing the Instagram out if they're not good looking. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
That's probably your issue though. But potentially you could help Jesus there in terms of not getting the ban. I don't know if he's using Dolphin or not. He should be. Hopefully he is. Because that's the way to go. So yeah, Jesus, if you're not using Dolphin, bro, do it. But yeah, cool. Is there anyone that we've not spoken to? Feel free to just jump in. If not, then I think that has pretty much covered everything. That's been a monster.
Hello.
Oh, hey Rufus, how you doing, bro?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. I joined the call a bit late, so yeah, man. Yeah, everything's still going smooth. I'm just sorting out the kind of chatters now. One's got their first kind of shift tonight. Obviously when I
Great
can't
stuff.
do it. And sorry?
That's great, bro. You trained her up.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been training her for the past kind of like two days, and she has experience from before as well. So she's cool, and her English is good, her writing's good. So we'll see how she does. And then yeah, I've just been staying consistent, hitting the goals that I've been wanting to be hitting with the money and stuff like that. And I'm just thinking, because in terms of next month, I want to kind of have it fully automated in terms of chatting, but then I also want to kind of start doing some other things. And I just want you to, I want to tell you and then let me know if this is, too much to add on or if this is cool. So from what Marcus said, obviously I'm going to get her to start doing content every day, which I think you guys said is the best way, because at the moment she kind of does it randomly, like once every week, just a load of content. So I'm going to get her to do that every day. And then do the live streams definitely help, even on kind of free accounts and stuff like that, doing live streams every Sunday on OnlyFans.
Instagram lives are really, really good. So a TikTok, get her a ring light like this, and get it with two phone. You can get ring lights with two phone holders. So you can have a TikTok phone live, you can also have an Instagram phone live within the ring light. That's literally the best way of going about it. And then you're live on two platforms.
Literally discovered that today. I didn't know this was a fucking thing, but apparently this is a thing, and it's the best in the world. It's a ring light, yeah, and you've got two phone holders inside it. It's goated.
Yeah, it's hard to find.
Perfect.
But I think Rufus, when you said live streams, you're mainly talking about OnlyFans, right?
Yeah, I'm not even too sure, because obviously this is my first month with this model, and yeah, I haven't even touched anything else. So I'm just
got a really, really high earning trans model, which is absolutely flying. What's you done kind of so far this month?
This month, obviously we started 4 days into the month and we hit 20k. We've hit 20k so far. So hopefully we're on track to 30 by the end of the month, which is crazy.
30k month, bro. That's fucking life changing shit. Good man. Yeah. So in terms of the live stream, just get alive as much as possible. There's no such thing as too much live streaming.
You know what else? I was just gonna say as well, by the way, and this goes for all of you boys. Just because a model might have like a lot of fans and a lot of viewers that tune into the live stream, it doesn't necessarily mean that she's gonna make a lot of money. She actually needs to be good in front of a camera and when it's live. There's a lot of people, even though it's just a fucking phone, there's nobody actually in the room, like, there with her. A lot of people get too like caught up in it, and like when they go live, they're just very stiff and awkward. So they actually need to be like actually become a performer, like literally, bro. So this is also like a strategy me and Harry had when we first started out. We're like, fuck it, right? Let's just go after girls who are currently doing webcamming, but we'll get them to switch over to OF and we'll just make bank. But overall, what I'm trying to teach you here, bro, is make sure that she actually is good in front of the camera, right? And it just comes with practice, by the way. There's no like real thing that she can like watch on YouTube or like read a book or some bullshit. It just comes with experience. So what I'd advise, if she's never done live streams, period, not even on fucking TikTok or Instagram, she's never done live streams, I would first tell her to start doing some live streams, right? For example, if you're doing like a Zoom call with her or like a FaceTime and she doesn't want to turn her camera on, that's probably a sign that she's a bit shy, like actually to be like, talking to somebody live. So just start like warming her up into that. First of all, she's up for live streams, obviously that is. If she doesn't want to do live streams, that's fine. You don't have to do live streams, but it's definitely an easy extra couple of grand. Yeah, I would recommend starting like slowly. Just start with Instagram live streams, just normal. She's just talking, she's answering some questions, talking about a day, and it can just be like 15 minutes, half an hour. Then it goes to like 45 minutes. Then it goes to an hour, and then she can start slowly doing it on OnlyFans. And then over time, before you know it, she'll be like, it's like a fucking, like a game show. Like that's literally how our models are for a lot of the live streams. Like it's like a fucking game show. So the biggest thing, don't get disheartened if your model goes on live and she doesn't make a lot of money in her first live stream ever. It just comes with over time. Another thing that I really like, another reason why I think live streams are great, by the way, is because you guys got to remember that all of these guys who are subbing to your model, they're also subbing to so many other models as well, right? So you got to remember, why would the simps come back to your model compared to all the other ones? And majority of models, they don't do live streams at all. So if your one does live streams, that's already something different. So they're going to be more likely to renew that sub and be like, oh, fuck it, at least I get to see her live or something once a week. So that's another little reason why I think live streams are great.
Yeah, for sure.
Amazing. Perfect. Yeah, and I just had a couple other questions. Because obviously, yeah, in terms of next month, I'm gonna start doing that. Also, start building up the Instagram, and I'm gonna look at doing the bot thing for Instagram, because I haven't really touched Instagram. Actually, didn't even really have an Instagram, so I've had to throw some followers on there and throw a few posts on there. And then I'm obviously gonna do Twitter and the tubes. Would you say for now, kind of just focus on them, because obviously I'm doing Reddit, and then do the tubes, the Twitter, the IG, and then maybe a weekly live, and then just see how that goes?
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, no, I was just saying if you think there's anything else to specifically for kind of trans that would obviously help it grow even more. Are they the main kind of things?
Those are the same. Also look into communities. So when we manage this one, we just found that the trans, or just I guess the LGBTQ communities, like they're actually very supportive, of course, of each other. So look at her, like this was mainly Reddit communities, right? But then also we found that we're looking to do shout outs on Instagram. A lot of these pages were either fucking doing it for free. I was like, yes, thanks, that's brilliant. Or they were like very, very cheap shout outs. That's another thing that is different from your traditional cheerleader model. Other than that, the basics stay the same.
Okay, amazing. And then last thing, just because I'm setting up a wise for her, in terms of the the form you have to fill out, the W9 kind of form, does she do that or do I do that? Because I'm not too sure of how all the tax and stuff works on OnlyFans.
Harry?
So you're saying you're filling out her tax form? What do you mean?
No, she hasn't there's nothing on the account. There's no banking or anything on the account because it was a brand new account. So in terms of all the tax and stuff, does she sign all that on her account? I don't touch that, and then I'll just
all that. Yeah. You don't.
Okay, and then obviously I'll just. Alright, cool. And then obviously I'll just follow the video about the wires and just set all that up. But no, that's what
you just pay her bank account, and that'll be the income she declares for tax. Yeah.
Okay, perfect, cool. Yeah, that was it from me. Appreciate it.
No worries. All good. Is that everyone we've spoken to?
Max Stark, a Flash literally just joined. If you, anybody else have one or two more questions? I have 9% on my laptop, by the way, boys.
Yo, bro, I got one quick question. Yeah. I've asked Harry this already time ago, but I just want to get your input on it as well. Could you please just open this link I just sent on the text? It's basically like a models page, but I basically want to start warming up my models Instagram page and my agency's page to start posting content like this. So pretty much we have kind of already started slowly warming up our agency page in general, just to kind of get used to flashing and stuff, and it is kind of working. We started today. Yes. But I just want to kind of get your input if you feel like maybe it's just a lucky thing. And this is our page as well that I just sent you.
Whose page is it, sorry?
So the first link is the models page, which I'm basically trying to just go on that kind of vibe, because I'm not really going down the typical agency page where they've got the whole reviews and stuff. I'm not really into that. I'm kind of just going with a different vibe. So it's just all the models that we basically sign are all going to be being posted on our agency page, but we're not going to do shout outs with no one else. It's only going to be the models that we basically sign.
Got you. Yeah, no, it looks like you want nice and good, to be fair.
I was just going to say, I think the agency page is completely fine. Yeah, I wouldn't change anything.
The only thing I would be wary of, bro, is that first Instagram account there, from what I can see, Alex Muki. I'm gonna bet that is probably an actual verified Instagram account, not a verified, not a Meta verified, like an actual celebrity verified one. Which means that obviously they can get away with a hell of a lot more. It's a lot more difficult to get account bans on things like that, and you can basically post a kind of a lot more risque content if you've got that original blue tick. So just be careful that you probably won't want to do it quite as extreme, because it will still get banned if you because obviously she's got a full 7.7 million properly verified account, bro. So that could be an explanation a little bit for how they can get away with posting so much risque content. So just be careful.
So do you reckon if I got like a account that's already pretty much verified the same way hers is, like I can definitely do that?
Yeah, but it'll be very, very expensive. It's a different type of verification, because obviously now Meta verified can get it for like $30 a month, but actual verified accounts are like 10K plus.
Also, you can't change the username.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, that's a bit
just don't bother. Again, brother, remember the whole macro micro? This is definitely micro. Yeah, don't focus on this too much, my friend.
All right, bro, no problem. Thanks.
Yo, how can you tell the difference between Meta verified and actual verified?
You can literally on your phone, you tap on the blue tick and it will pop up and it will say when they were verified, and it will also tell you what kind of verification it is. A lot of people don't know that. So on Instagram, let's just say you're on the account. If you tap your finger on the blue tick, it will pop up like a little message.
Nice one.
So I was wondering quickly if everyone could just have a look at like my agency page and see what people think. I just put the link into the chat.
Pop it in the general chat of Discord, bro. Like or content review even. Maybe.
Yeah. By the way, I sent you on Tuesday meeting. You said you'd review my models' Instagram pages. I sent you a DM on Discord. If you could do that, that'd be class.
Yeah, I'll check that for you, bro. For sure.
Did you want me to send you a ticket or an actual message? I send you
yeah, send me an actual message or a ticket. It makes sense.
It's on the ticket right now. I mean a message right now.
Yeah, no worries, bro. Good stuff.
Let's guys, what a fucking call. I think this was this 2.5 hours? Or am I bugging out? This is 2.5 hours. Very good stuff. Guys, thank you very much for jumping on. It's really great to hear everybody's success straight away from the beginning. We've got a lot of new faces in here as well. Marcus, again, thank you very much for jumping on. I really appreciate your time. Yeah, guys, thank you very much for all jumping on, and I look forward to the next one.